Sooners. Oklahoma football and the tradition of great quarterbacks, leaders who carried Wilkinson and Switzer to 6 national titles. But through much of those 4 decades, it was option football. Now the bone is given way to the wing. The ground attack replaced by an air raid offense and a southpaw slinger named Heupel, ready to rewrite Sooner record books and return Oklahoma football to prominence. On a stunning day in Boulder, Colorado. We're at Folsom Field, where today a Big 12 matchup has the Buffaloes of Colorado against the resurgent Sooners of Oklahoma. North meets South in this Big 12 matchup. And hi, everybody, I'm Brad Nessler as Ralphie Four brings out the Buffalo. His team hoping to roll over the Sooners as they have for the last 8 times. At least 7 wins and a tie in those last 8 meetings over the decade. We welcome you to a picture-perfect day for college football. An Oklahoma team looking to validate what they did a week ago. They trounced Texas A&M, but if they can get a win over a North Division team on the road, it would mean that, yes, Bob Stoops' resurgent is a reality. For Colorado, it's been an up-and-down season for Gary Barnett. He started to put some balance together, though, in their win against Iowa State last week. They need this win to stay in the bowl picture and to help their questionable confidence. My partner is Lynn Swan. Swanee, you and I have been looking forward to this one because we have not in person seen Oklahoma's offense.
I've never seen an offense of Oklahoma throw the football this much, but Josh Heupel, their quarterback, will cause more records to fall than leaves in autumn. And make one thing absolutely clear. He's out not just to get stats, but the big wins. He wants a big win to prove they can do it back-to-back like they did against Texas A&M last week, and more importantly, to win on the road. You know, their only 2 losses have come on the road against Texas and Notre Dame.
Colorado's happy to be home. They're happy to have their quarterback back. Mike Machete missed last week's game with a concussion, back and apparently healthy.
Healthy. He's a small quarterback. He's got to move around in the pocket. He needs some early success to have some confidence. The offensive line can take a lot of pressure on him if they can recreate the running attack they started last week.
All right, so we get set for the Buffaloes and the Sooners, and in the game today we'll watch Josh Heupel as he continues his assault on the Oklahoma pass marks. We'll also talk to a guy that won national championships for him. Barry Switzer will join us live, and we'll take a look at the BCS and the Big 12 picture. Big 12 battle, North and South meet when we come back. How it looked in the North and the South. Colorado still within striking distance of Nebraska and Kansas State. Oklahoma trying to keep pace with Texas Tech, and Texas, the 3rd man in our crew on the field, Chip Targeted. Chip.
Thanks so much, Brad. Appreciate it. Talking about quarterbacks, yeah, they'll make big plays today, but there are a couple of other guys who could make the biggest plays. Let me show you a graphic. 2 of the top return men in the country are playing in this game. Brandon Daniels is leading the country in kickoff returns, over 40 yards per. Colorado says, wait just a second. We got the 5th leading guy, Ben Kelly. He runs back pretty good, too. In fact, he's got 2 touchdowns returned for touchdowns. But you know what? Before the kickoff, both coaches from both teams were telling me they don't want to kick to either one of them. We'll wait and see if either one of them get their hands on the football. Back up top.
Ben Kelly would like to get his hands on it, but Colorado knows people have been trying to keep it away from him, so they've moved up Roman Hollowell, Cedric Cormier, and Marcus Stiggers. So a smaller front in front of Ben if he doesn't get his hands on it. Oklahoma to kick, Tim Duncan. All set, so are we. It is a deep kick. Kelly will have a chance, but it's too deep. 7 yards in, he'll have to take a knee. So Colorado works offensively from its own 20-yard line. Our Chile starting lineup. The Biggins up front. Johannen Myers, a preseason All-American. Bedell is playing as well as anyone. Gerard at the center, Cook, and Bates the tackles. The wide receiving core, Eric McCready and Marcus Stiggers. Graham, the tight end. Mike Machete back after the 1-week absence with the concussion at quarterback. Johnson with a career day last week, and David Andrews, his new lead man, as the fullback. And there comes Mike Machete. As Swanee said, the senior is the guy that makes this offense run. First down, Buffaloes from their own 20. Machete going to swing it out of the backfield to Cortland Johnson on the run across the 30. The 40 and out to the 44-yard line. A pickup of 23 on the swing pass to start things off.
Now, here's the beauty of having an offensive system, Brad, where you script the plays. You get a quarterback who's not been in the lineup for a couple of weeks. You've got the script. He automatically knows what he's going to do. He's not guessing. Script it. He throws it out. It's a very safe pass out to Johnson. Something to build a little confidence. Something to get the team going, and the juice is flowing.
Todd Cable, the offensive coordinator, with a 12 to 15 play script to start things. He couldn't have scripted that one any better. First down at the 43. Two tight ends set now, and they'll go to the ground. And this time Johnson finds the Sludden tough against the Oklahoma defense that is starting to show signs of knowing what Mike Stoops and Brent Venables are looking for. Here's the front four. Burton and Callens at the ends. Fisher and Holliman the tackles. The linebacking core, they'll funnel everything to these guys. Rocky Kalmus is a sensational backer with Marshall and Moore. The secondary, the Woods are on the corner. Barty and Rideau at the safeties. No gain on the last play. Second down and 10. Portland Johnson, the single setback, three wide receiver group, and that's Stiggers in motion. He gets the handoff on the end around, looking for a block. Oklahoma stretches it out. They'll drop him for a loss of one. Nice job defensively by Oklahoma to stay in their lane, stay home, and making the tackle was Corey Callens after Cornelius Burton slowed him down.
And already Colorado is trying to open up the offense a little bit to try and find some kind of a running attack. They really do want to establish a ground game so that they have a couple of options. But in this situation, their first drive, they put themselves in the bind, 3rd and long.
They're about 28 yards better on the ground than they were this time a year ago under Rick Neuheisel, more of a pass-minded coach. Gary Barnett looking for that balance that we talked about in the open. Here's a 3rd down and 11. And an empty backfield, 4 wideouts for Machete on 3rd and long. Here comes a blitz. They pick it up. He goes deep, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, McCready, who should have had it at the 35-yard line.
I tell you, as a receiver, there are 2 things right there that went wrong. Number 1, obviously he didn't make the catch. And number 2, he ends up taking a hit from number 2, Mike Woods. You're going to get hit anywhere. You have to make those kind of catches. He's wide open. He's got to help his quarterback.
Ferguson now to punt. Jarrell Jackson is back waiting on it, and he is one dangerous guy as well. He's back at the 15-yard line. End over end kick. Jackson comes up on it at the 18. Straight ahead, past everyone. Jackson 40, 45. He's at midfield. He might take it. 3 Buffaloes to weave through. They finally brought him down at the 29-yard line. And it was Rashidi Barnes who saved a touchdown, a 54-yard punt return.
Special teams, big impact in this ball game. Every time you catch a punt, the first responsibility after making the catch is make the first man miss. Jarrell Jackson does that, picks up excellent blocking downfield, and he ought to take those. He ought to take all those blockers at the dinner when he gets home.
I think so. We knew we'd see some sparks on the special team. Swanee, we see him right away, and now here's the high-powered Oklahoma offense. Great field position at the Colorado 28. Little confusion on the first snap. Thornton finally set now to the left of Heupel. He's going to swing it out there. They wanted to throw the screen out to Brandon Daniels. It's incomplete. Chili's starting lineup. Here's the big eaters for the Sooners. Basinger and McDougal, the biggest eater, at about 340. O'Neal anchors it in the middle. Savage, Jackson, Daniels, the wideout. Smith, the tight end. Seth Luttrell, an H-back fullback type. And a 2nd down and 10 coming up for Heupel and Thornton. They're in the backfield from the 28-yard line. Heupel, heavy pressure. This one Daniels has at the 25, 1st down. Cuts inside the 10. He's got it 1st and goal, Oklahoma. He was wide open, a pickup of 23.
Brendan Daniels came to Oklahoma, and I'm telling you, he's played every position. He's been a halfback. He's been on defense. He's been a quarterback. He says this is the position that's best for him. It's a wide open pass and reception for him. Alignment, this defense for Colorado has got to pick up their players. They have to know their responsibilities. That could have been a blown coverage.
Luttrell and Thornton now both in the backfield behind Heupel. 1st and goal. Sooners at the Colorado 5 here early in the quarter. Has it batted up in the air. Almost intercepted by Fred Jones.
Fred Jones must have been watching Courtney Brown last week against Purdue.
I guess. Robbie Robinson, I think, is the guy that got a hand on this. Let's look. Number 18.
You see him as he comes in. What you have to do, so quarterback's going to throw the football. You know you're not going to have a lot of time to get to the quarterback. If you can't get there, watch him. When that arm goes up, you put your arms up, and then you can get the block.
Fagan and Jackson split to the left side. The tight end is Trent Smith on the right. Second and goal at the 5. Blitz coming. The handoff, and down goes Thornton back at the 10-yard line. Rashidi Barnes came on the blitz from the secondary, and that's what blew that play up in the backfield.
Barnes, 6 feet, 200 pounds, the senior. Colorado knew that in order to stop Oklahoma, they were going to have to be much more aggressive and to attack. He comes in from his safety position. It's a running play, but he's got the quickness and speed to make contact deep in the backfield.
Colorado hasn't allowed an opening drive touchdown to the opposition this year. They have backed up the Sooners 5 more yards. It's 3rd and goal at the 10. This gives Heupel room to work, though. Flares it out, incomplete, intended for Luttrell, and they still won't give up an opening drive touchdown as the field goal unit for the Sooners will come on. Well, that's quite a bit of defense there, swallowing the last 3 plays by the Buffalo.
In stark contrast to what Oklahoma did last week to Texas A&M, where they scored on their first 6 possessions of the ball game.
This will be a 27-yard field goal attempt, if indeed it's an attempt. Patrick Fletcher is the holder for Duncan, and they're not against faking it, but this one will be a kick, and it's up and good. So the Sooners get the long punt return from Jarrell Jackson, and they make it pay off for 3.
Bring the action home with ESPN Full Court, the ultimate college basketball package no die-hard hoops fan can live without. With over 450 college basketball games, you'll get to watch your favorite teams and conferences, no matter where you live. ESPN Full Court, only on pay-per-view. It's maximum college basketball. To order, call your cable company, DirecTV, or Dish Network.
It all began in a stadium. Then TV brought pro football into your home. But now it's a new era, and your TV just isn't big enough anymore. Log on to Enhanced TV, the most entertaining way to experience Monday night and Sunday night football. Get live up-to-the-minute stats as they happen. Play our exclusive live interactive game and trivia. Experience what other users are raving about. During the game, be part of the action. Go to ESPN.com or NFL.com and log on to Enhanced TV.
Colorado's defense holds Oklahoma to 3. Only an 18-yard drive in 6 plays. Of course, the big play that got him close was the punt return. And now Duncan set to kick, and Ben Kelly hoping to get his hands on it without it being too deep in the end zone. And again, he blasts the kickoff, this one out of the back of the end zone. So again, the Buffaloes will have to work from the 20-yard line. Lynn, let's check in with the Dell Game Solutions.
Well, for the offense of Colorado, let the system work in the big plays. You know, the quarterback's just got to let the system do the job for him, get the ball to receivers, let them break the tackles. Now, on the defensive side of the ball for Oklahoma, what they want to do is keep all the passes in front of the secondary. They don't want to give up the big play and come in and make the big hit. Would be helpful also for Colorado if the receivers catch
hold on to the ball. That's right. They had a wide open Eric McCready who didn't hold it last time. So 1st and 10 again from the 20. Andrews, a fullback. And it's Johnson. They faked the end around after the give to Johnson, who got a couple. Mike Machete didn't play last week. They got a good performance out of Zach Colvin in the win. And Mike talked with us about his injury from a couple of weeks back.
You know, I was told by 2 doctors I had a concussion. I mean, I've never had headaches or migraines in my life. So, you know, I hit my head on the turf, came out in the second half, and I played the second half with my vision blurry. You know, I feel great. I mean, you know, taking that week off, you know, I think it really helped me, you know, mentally and physically. So I'll be ready to go.
He's ready to go here and zips it out complete. And it's going to be close to a first down, about a yard short. John Minardi, a pickup of 7. It'll bring up 3rd down and a yard.
Or look at that pass play. The defense for for Oklahoma does exactly what we talked about, the Dell solution. What they did, they kept it in front of them, came up, make the tackle, puts Colorado in good position to try and convert his 3rd down, but they're not giving up the big play.
It's about a half yard to go on 3rd down. They need to get to the 30-yard line. And now it's Andrews, a big fullback, 240-pounder, in front of Cortland Johnson. Johnson hit in the backfield and dropped. Great play defensively by Holliman, the tackle, a sophomore out of Oklahoma City. And they're going to force the punt again.
Well, the defensive line for Oklahoma accepting the challenge. They came in this ballgame saying, we unquestionably want to stop the run. We don't want to give Colorado 2 options. We want to take one away, kind of like pushing them into a corridor.
Right.
You know?
They've got him cornered enough that they have to punt again. Nick Peach inside his own 15, and that's Darrell Jackson, who had the longest punt return for the Sooners this year. The last time he touched it, the 54-yarder. Peach with a peach of a kick. Whew, man, did he nail this. Fair catch taken back at the 24-yard line. 48-yard kick, but a mile in the air. Oklahoma by 3 when we come back.
In the 20th century, sports captured our imaginations. From Babe Ruth to Johnny Unitas, from Muhammad Ali to Michael Jordan. Now they're all together in one book, ESPN Sports Century, chronicling the greatest athletes and the biggest moments. It's the definitive book on sports in the 20th century. A must for sports fans of every generation. ESPN Sports Century, available at bookstores now.
I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. I am the heavyweight champion of the world. I am the warrior. Warrior. I am the force to be reckoned with. I am ready. I am ready. I am the champion.
Holyfield versus Lewis, Saturday, November 13th, live on pay-per-view.
This is it. Let's do it.
Introducing ESPN Extra, the brand new channel for sports fans who can't get enough. On ESPN Extra, you get more of the sports you love, like international soccer from countries around the world, plus the UEFA Champions League, international auto racing, fitness, and outdoor programming. Plus, there's EXPN, which offers exciting extreme sports programming, all on pay-per-view around the clock all week long. Watch ESPN Now or your program guide to see what's on, then order exactly like you would for a pay-per-view movie. ESPN Extra, you can't do better than that.
Brad Nessler, Lynn Swan, and Chip Tarkenton from Folsom Field. 3-0. Oklahoma on a Duncan field goal the last time they had it. Now they start at their own 24-yard line. Josh Heupel in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Actually 3 wideouts and his tight end on a slot right. Going to just flare this one out of the backfield. Nice block. Out across the 30 goes Thornton. And he picked up about 8 against this Colorado defense. Up front, Jones and McDonald on the defensive ends. Bannon and Warren inside the linebacking core, and they're going to have to bring some pressure today, especially Sykes, Gregorak, and Walruse. And the secondary will have 5 guys, sometimes 6. Kelly Robinson, Barnes, Wheeler, and Terrence Wood is the nickel. Nate Wright Jr. is the dime defensive back. They'll have to play 6 much of the day. Heupel to throw, plenty of time. Shovel pass to Thornton. First down and then some. Out to the 39-yard line. Thornton just sat there as a safety valve and got a big gainer for a first down for the Sooners.
Unbelievable the amount of time they've given him so far in this ball game. Josh Heupel drops back the pass. The offensive line protects him. They're pushing everybody to the outside. He'll be unstoppable if they don't get pressure on him.
Bob Stoops 4-2 in his first year. Resurging the Oklahoma football program has people in Norman excited again. And obviously this is not your father's Oklahoma team. It's a different brand. Here's Thornton. Dragged down. And the fumble. Ball came loose. The linesman saying he was down. And he went down in a very awkward position. Let's make sure he gets up all right. A little bit slow getting up is Thornton.
Well, Thornton, it looks like somebody grabbed him from behind. It might have been number 98, Jesse Warren. Just grabs him from behind. You see Warren's got him wrapped up there.
Ouch.
Oh, and somebody else just piles in. It looks like his knee just buckled on him, Brad.
Pulled up on the knee and the ankle, but he stays in there. And actually doesn't stay in there. Skinner comes in to take his spot. Second down for Heupel. Scans the field, throws wide open across the middle. Damian Mackey. And it's a first down at the 48 of Colorado.
Well, Wheeler gets one thing done correct in terms of making a big hit and making the receiver pay. Damian Mackey comes across the field so clean. One of the problems that Colorado has been having, because they've always played man coverage, is sometimes they shift into a zone and they forget. And they let people go. Right there, it looked like he just got brushed off, Brad.
And as you said, Wheeler didn't get over there. That thing was a huge gainer. First down at the 48. Heupel changes things, drops back into the gun. Again, plenty of time. Throws on a little slip screen to Woolfolk, and he didn't get much, about 3. That didn't quite develop the way they had hoped. Terrence Wood came up to make the hit. Josh Heupel, as we said, rewriting the passing marks in Oklahoma history. And as you can see what he's done, 341, 420. Really the only off game against Notre Dame, and still there was 3 touchdowns there, and 372 and 3 in their shellacking of Texas A&M, 51-6 last week. He's got 54 yards throwing the ball today. The next time he completes one, it's a single season mark, and he's going deep for it. And just overshot Brandon Daniels. Wood again on the coverage back there.
And Daniels was open. Heupel had a chance to pull that one down. Oklahoma running a little bit of a no-huddle offense. Heupel runs, and they're setting up at the line now. Heupel comes up to the line and audibles most every time anyway. That the no-huddle offense is a natural for Oklahoma to adapt to without much difficulty.
They're doing it much like top-ranked Florida State does. Taking their time, but not giving the defense a lot of time to adjust personnel-wise. Third down and 7. Heupel. Again, all day to throw. Now he's going to roll and buy extra time. Comes back across the field and knocked down by Ben Kelly. That one took too much time to get to the intended receiver, Damian Mackey.
Josh Heupel is not a scrambler. Matter of fact, we talked to him. He said the coaches have said, Coach Stoops said, under no circumstances do I want you running around. Mike Leach says, I want you to drop back and throw. He could have run here, and maybe it would have been a better choice. He tries to throw it across field. He's got good coverage on the receiver. This one almost has a chance of being picked off. But he's been so taught not to run, he wouldn't take off.
So again, the Buffalo's defense bends some, doesn't snap, and they force a punting situation. High kick by Ferguson. It's going to make the end zone, I think. Bounces at the 3, touchback. And again, it'll be the Buffaloes from the 20. Ben Kelly broke up that play, forced the punt. Buffaloes on offense when we come back. For Colorado from its own 20-yard line. New sport grass here at Folsom Field after so many years of artificial surface. Machete leads them out as they huddle on the sideline and bring it up. First down at the 20. 2 tight end set. And Stiggers in motion across the field. A little bit of speed option here. Machete fakes the pitch and keeps it. And he got out to the 31-yard line. And a first down, Colorado, as we get a Pac-10 update from John Saunders. John?
Brad, it's the Burger King update. Stanford and Washington. Stanford unbeaten in the conference. The handoff to Coy Wire. Watch his spin right there. He takes off 36 yards on this run. 3 plays later, it would set up his own touchdown as Stanford scores first. That's your Burger King update. Brad.
Here 3-0 in the Big 12. Oklahoma leading Colorado. Machete, heavy pressure, swing pass, somehow got over the outstretched arms of Cornelius Burton. It's complete for a short gain to Cortland Johnson. Tell you what, that Stanford update, Swanee, after we saw them against Texas, would we ever believe they were in the Rose Bowl, right?
It could have a chance for the Rose Bowl. And in the Pac-10, look at the Cal-Stanford game coming up at the end of the year.
Yep.
Cal's playing some very good football.
The game. That might be the game.
The big game is a big game.
2nd down and 8. Only a 2-yard pickup on a kind of a dangerous pass. Here's the toss. Cortland Johnson got it out to the 35-yard line. Reminder, coming up tomorrow night on ESPN, the Buccaneers, led by Warren Sapp, take their act to Detroit to meet the Lions. NFC Central Division battle in a Monday Night Football. Brett Favre and the Packers face their old coach, Mike Holmgren. It's the Seahawks and the Packers. And Mike Holmgren, all those great years at Lambeau Field, and now he's got to come back and face, I'm sure, an appreciative but hostile crowd. Should be an interesting game. 30th anniversary season, Monday Night Football. 3rd down along 5. Machete, deep middle, got his man. Complete to the 46, and holding on is John Minardi, who knew he was going to take a shot from Rodney Rideau, and he held on.
Machete does a great job getting the protection, biding his time. Watch him as he carefully scans the secondary, looking for the open man, makes a decision. Good pass, did not lead him too much. Got to be careful in a situation like that. You lead that guy too far out there, Brad, and that safety's going to be right there and separate your head from your body.
Rideau tried, but the ball got there just quick enough. 1st down, Machete, 4 out of 5. And now they've moved it to the 45. Thornton dives for 5 to the 40. Cortland Johnson, his numbers last week, as we told you, a career game, 185 yards on 31 carries, and he was sensational on 3rd down last week. 6 times they gave him the ball in a 3rd down conversion situation. 6 times he converted those 3rd downs.
And he'd love to have another 100-yard game, but the key issue here is to have a running attack that's successful enough that the defense for Oklahoma just can't put their ears back and rush Machete.
Johnson now in motion out of that Buffalo's backfield. Machete on a sprint out. Flags are down as he lofts it incomplete. Just threw that one away. Rocky Kalmus was breathing down Machete's neck, and there was a flag well before that attempted pass. Might be a holding on the inside. And Gary Barnett looking on in his first season here after successful campaigns at Northwestern. The motion call.
It's declined.
It's declined. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Barnett's bringing a lot of discipline to this program. And he has a particular way he likes to build from the ground up. A couple of guys that could help this ball club this afternoon are not playing because they did not go to class. He is not going to have any of that in his program.
Yvonne Green in as a 3rd wide receiver. Machete under a blitz. Calmly lost it to Stiggers inside the 30. And Marcus Stiggers has it to the 26-yard line. It's a 1st down, Colorado. A pickup of 14. And for the Buffaloes, their deepest penetration here on their home field in Boulder into Colorado territory. But it's the Sooners by 3, courtesy of Tim Duncan field goal of 27 yards on their opening drive. That's all the scoring we have so far, but now Colorado's got something working offensively. 8th play of the Buffaloes drive. Cortland Johnson wrapped up this time at the line of scrimmage. And again, Rocky Kalmus is there. Rodney Rideau is there. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and long.
Well, Oklahoma has been a strong team in the first quarter. Look at what the defense has allowed in the first quarter. 1 touchdown in 6 ball games. The offense has been equally as well for Oklahoma, done well, scoring over 60 points in the first quarter.
Mike Stoops, the head coach's brother, co-defensive coordinator with Brent Venables, 2 young and up and coming coaches, and their defense starting to understand what it takes to play in their system. Colorado's going to take a timeout here with 3:06 remaining in the first quarter. And a 2nd down and 10 upcoming. Gorgeous day in Boulder, Colorado. An ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest lasting trucks on the road. Chili's, a proud sponsor of ABC College Football. Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter. We measure success one investor at a time. And National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. Old Main here on the University of Colorado campus. And a gorgeous campus it is. Got a chance to go for a pretty good run yesterday, but I waited until after the wind picked up. I don't know what I was thinking of. We had too many meetings and practices yesterday. All of a sudden it's cold. It was gorgeous all day.
Now, I want to know how you did with the altitude.
It got to me a little bit about the first 15 minutes, and then I got used to it.
That's why I just lift weights when I come to Colorado.
His second place effort is the best ever.
Well, this place, you never quite know what you're going to get. If you're going to get sunshine and 70, if you're going to get 12 inches of snow. Gary Barnett said, I'd take about 12 to 19 inches of snow just to slow down the Sooner passing attack. What we have is a picture-perfect day for both clubs on this college football Saturday on Halloween weekend. The last 3 games for Oklahoma, they just keep getting better on the opposition.
Well, you got to get a lot better than 566 and 553 if you expect to win and satisfy Mike Stoops.
In motion, McCready. Here's Machete, swings it out in a hurry to McCready. He's close to the first down stick. Looks to be about a foot shy. And Rocky Kalmus is a busy linebacker. Knocked him out of bounds.
Well, Rocky Kalmus, number 20, excellent speed. Comes into this game 55 tackles and 2 sacks. Moves extremely well from the middle of that defensive unit.
Plays for that, comes out of that great high school program in Jenks High School in Tulsa. I got a soft spot for a linebacker they got right now down there. My nephew, Luke Turner. We were talking with Rocky about him yesterday. He said, oh yeah, Luke the bowling ball. I guess they call him the diesel, not the bowling ball. But bowling ahead for a first down on the quarterback sneak is Mike Machete.
And that's a pretty light bowling ball to be going up the middle.
It sure is.
For a quarterback sneak.
Good looking drive so far, Swanee.
Very good looking drive, under control. Mike Machete seems to be doing what he should doing, is taking what the defense is giving, and importantly, taking off a lot of time on the clock.
They're perfect on their third down conversions on this drive as well. They moved it to the Sooner 15. Machete, the fake, and the lob to the end zone. Touchdown, Stiggers. Couldn't have thrown it much better. Threw it to his outside shoulder, and Stiggers made the adjustment, and Colorado has the lead.
Marcus Stiggers, number 99, a track guy. He's got 4.1 speed. Beats Pee Wee Woods.
Jeremy Aldrich in for the point after. Up and good.
Again, Mike Machete working in the system, getting excellent protection from his offensive line. His receiver runs a correct route. And look at this pass. A great adjustment throwing him away from the safety. Stiggers coming in on the slant. Keep in mind, if he throws this on the line, the safety has a chance to pick it off. The pass leads Stiggers to the outside. Excellent execution of the play.
Marcus Stiggers stayed with it. Looking back, I'm sure, into a little bit of sun, too. But, Swanee, you always tell me if the sun's in your eyes,
catch it.
There you go. Catch the sun.
Catch the sun.
Caps an 80-yard drive.
Hey, Grandma.
That's big for Marcus Stiggers. I mean, he's learning to be a wide receiver. He has to earn the confidence of his quarterback, make the play whenever it's called.
So Colorado with the lead, 7-3. Stiggers' 4th touchdown catch of the season. Back deep, Brandon Daniels, the closest to you, the #1 return man in the country. And Jarrell Jackson, who we've already seen take a punt return 54 yards, is in the background. Bob Stoops' team behind now and awaiting the Aldrich kick.
Kick it when you're ready.
Line drive kick. Daniels takes it at the 11. Gets a convoy, gets a crease, 35, out to the 39-yard line. 29-yard return as we check in with John Saunders again. John?
Brad, Texas struggled in this game against Iowa State, but with 4 seconds left as Chris Stockton With the 18-yard field goal, time expires. The major at point in Texas win it 44-41 in the final. Brad, back to you.
Boy, I tell you, Dan McCarney's team has given a lot of people fits. They lost the close one to Colorado 16-12 last week. Now another heartbreaker to Texas, but that keeps the Longhorns in the driver's seat in the South Division of the Big 12. Skinner goes down, incomplete. That ball was not completed. Let's check the Dell Game solutions for Oklahoma, Swanee.
Obvious, very much they want to pass protect and define the wrinkle. Defenses always do something different to Oklahoma, so they have to identify it and then work around it. All right, for the other side, for Colorado on defense, know their responsibilities. They have to find the people they're supposed to cover, make sure they have their assignment, and then attack that offense.
So far, they've been trying to attack, but the protection of Heupel has been exceptional so far. 2nd down and 10. Daniels in motion. Here comes some heat on Heupel. Lofts one, and it's complete at midfield, and it's a 1st down, Jarrell Jackson. Well, he got a lot of heat that time and had just enough on it to get it to his wide receiver. 1st down right at midfield.
Well, that's a fairly impressive pass as we see the pressure coming right up the middle. Blitzes, and he's throwing back on his heels. That's a tough pass to throw, Brad, with any kind of heat. But he's a very accurate passer, and the receiver's coming back to the ball, and that's what makes the play work.
Vince O'Crew and Tom McMahon, the two defensive coordinators for Colorado, told us Andy Peak could be the guy coming when they're in a dime defense. He was the guy that got the heat on Heupel. Now a slip screen and slipped up. Curtis Fagan by Andy Peak, the guy I just mentioned, number 34, the sophomore linebacker.
One of the big things that people could not believe about the game between Oklahoma and Texas A&M was what they did to that A&M defense, one of the top-ranked defenses in the country, and all the tackles that were missed by A&M. Today, Colorado is doing a very good job. The first man making contact is making the tackle.
2nd down and 8. The ball at the 48 of Colorado. Oklahoma trailing 7-3. End around coming. They fake it one way and come back with Jackson, and Colorado's waiting on it. Nate Wright made the tackle. And if the name's familiar from about 25 years ago, his daddy was quite a player with the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, here comes Oklahoma. They opened up all their special plays last week. Well, I have a feeling, Brad, if they had just taken the reverse in one direction, it would have worked okay.
I think so.
They fooled them the first time, came back to it.
They walked right back into the line of fire is what happened. 3rd down and 10. Heupel under center. And penalty markers down. Well, that's the first
Let me tell you
backfire on Oklahoma.
Brad, let me tell you what happened. Saw it in the game film. Heupel gets up there, and what he'll do, he'll try and change a cadence. But what he does is he flinches. His shoulders flinch, and the quarterback can't do that. You can't intentionally draw him off by moving your body that way. Heupel did that. The official saw it. 5-yard penalty.
Right. See the other scores. Navy, Notre Dame tied here at 7-3. Colorado in front. 3rd down and 15 now. Here comes a blitz from the secondary, and it got him. Rashidi Barnes flying in there like his tail was on fire, and Heupel goes down.
All the plays leading up to yet again another 3rd and long for Oklahoma allows the defense the time. He's waiting for someone to get downfield to pick up the 3rd down, to pick up the 1st down, gives Rashidi enough time to come in and make the big play.
Only the 9th sack allowed by Oklahoma in almost 300 pass attempts this year. So that forces the 4th down and long, but the punt's going to have to wait a quarter. We've played one at home. Colorado leading Oklahoma 7-3. Buffaloes lead the Sooners 7-3. And Ben Kelly doesn't have a punt return touchdown yet this year. He's had a couple, though, that were called back. He's got 2 kick returns for scores and a couple of fumble returns for touchdowns as well. He's waiting on Jeff Ferguson to lay one up and give him a chance. We'll find out in a second if indeed he does.
Keller reminds me a lot of Peter Warwick when he gets that ball. He makes a lot of people miss.
Absolutely.
Cuts on the dime.
From behind, Ferguson. On 4th down and 30. They're going to bring some pressure on the punter. He got it away, end over end kick. Kelly should have a chance. From the 21, bottled it. And nice coverage by Michael Thompson to make the tackle.
As Mike Machete gets ready to start another series, he was excellent on that touchdown drive. He was in control. When he was under pressure, he bought time. He was accurate with his passes. He spread the ball around to his receivers. He didn't feel the pressure. End result, big touchdown.
He was 5 out of 6 on the drive for 58 yards and that 14-yard touchdown to Stiggers. Fumble, and Machete got back on it. It'll be a loss of a couple. Never quite had the handle on that one.
Machete,
he's talking to his center right now.
Yeah, Machete's a tough guy. That's kind of the impression I got when we talked to him. You know, it gives you that sense that he's kind of a street smart, street tough guy, and he's willing to go to war for you. You know, don't challenge him too much, because even though he's small, he'll get right in your face and go after you.
He played through a cracked rib near the end of last year. He's only 6 feet if he's that, about 195 pounds. Swanee said, though, he's tough. 2nd and 11. He's going to flare this one out of the backfield on the run. Led his running back beautifully, Dwayne Charrington, and Charrington got 7 out to the 35. Rocky Callis again on the tackle.
You know a quarterback's under control and he's doing the right thing. Look at his head. He's looking downfield, getting his read. It's not there. He comes back to probably his 3rd option. As the back on the side there. Gets a ball to him with enough time for him to make a move.
Charrington's played sparingly since he hurt his knee against Washington, but took that flare pass out to the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 4. Cormier and Javon Green are the wide receivers up to the top of your screen. And officials.
Oklahoma taking a timeout.
Blow it dead. Bob Stoops didn't like the group he had out there, and we'll take the timeout as well with 13:31 to go first half. Both Oklahoma and Colorado. We'll have the answer for you coming up in a few minutes.
I think that's a fair question to ask.
I think so. I think you got that one last night at the meeting. I think I flunked that one. As soon as I heard it, I realized I should have known better. Gary Barnett looking on. His team's got a 3rd down and a long 4 coming up here. And again, the entire offense huddles on the sideline and trots to the line of scrimmage at their own 35. McCready in motion. Machete lofts it. Got his tight end on a run. Inside the 35. And the big tight end, Daniel Graham. 1st down, Colorado.
Colorado running the West Coast offense. I have never known a West Coast offense not to have an excellent tight end who takes advantage of the system. San Francisco, Green Bay Packers, their tight ends were phenomenal in the system. You look at Graham coming in against the coverage. Nice angle to the sideline. Extraordinarily well executed. The timing was perfect.
The Brent Jones type guys, the Mark Chmura types. In this case, Daniel Graham, 34 yards to the 31 of the Sooners. On a 1st down. End around coming. Hollowell stretched out nicely. Man, Rocky Calmus is all over the field. Run out of bounds. Penalty marker on the play as well. Coming up tomorrow on ABC, don't miss the season premiere of the Grand Prix of figure skating. The road to gold begins as the world's top Olympic eligible skaters compete in the first of 6 events. The field headlined at National Car Rental Skate America. Michelle Kwan will be there tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific on ABC Sports. And let's see what the flag is about. Colorado had 1 motion penalty earlier on their last drive. This one's a holding call against the Buffalo.
Penalty from the spot of the foul. Remains 2nd down.
Sometimes those slower developing plays gives the offensive line just a little more time to grab somebody. So now they're backed up all the way to the 44-yard line.
And every lineman holds. I mean,
he could call it on every play, right?
You just have to hide it real well.
Just a matter of how good you are at it. 2 tight ends set now here, and Stiggers in motion. Machete pumps, wants to go deep. Stiggers flying down the field, and he made the catch. No, he dropped it. May have been out of bounds anyway. Mike Woods back there covering. And that's two pretty good players going head-to-head way down there near the 15-yard line.
Well, Machete can put that pump in his pocket because nobody's going to drop coverage. Woods wasn't going to go for anything as Stiggers was running down that sideline. And he has a chance to catch here, but he's well out of bounds anyway if he had caught the ball. But the book on Stiggers is that he does drop some big passes, some easy catches. He's got to concentrate. He's got to focus. Even though that's out of bounds, he should still make that kind of catch.
They've been telling to play up to his speed. He's got tremendous speed. Sometimes doesn't play as fast with pads on as he might outrun it on track. Here's the end around to Hollowell again. Guess who again? Rocky Calmus has got to have 7 tackles already. 12:38 to go here in the half.
And then when you're running track, you don't have the Rocky Calmuses out there trying to hit you at the end of a 60-yard dash.
Yes. That would take a little of the edge off, wouldn't it?
I mean, I'd rather just kind of bump into a wall than run into it full force. So.
Yeah, 233-pound wall. And he drops Hollowell at the 41-yard line where it's 3rd down and 20. That holding penalty really killed him, but they've done a nice job on their 3rd down conversions today, converting their last 4 in a row. Machete, plenty of time. Deep middle. Dangerous pass. Roy Williams broke up. It was intended for McCready.
McCready looked like he had 3 white jerseys all around him.
Yep. That one was forced. And Mike said, I didn't see all that white jersey, but he just about threw that one away.
There's a flag, Brad, that just thrown on the field on the 30-yard line.
On the near side, near the Sooners bench.
No penalty, just
I think it's a warning asking the Sooners to get back off the sideline. They're crowding the sideline too much.
Great call, Swanning. It's exactly what it is. You see everybody back up now behind that white chalk mark.
You know, in the NFL, they have a coach who's assigned just to keep players away from the sideline.
It's the one job I wouldn't want to have. Nick Peach to kick. He'd like to drop this down inside the 10. Jarrell Jackson is waiting for it right there. High kick. This might have a chance to be down. Fair catch taken at about the 14-yard line. Only a 26-yard punt, but he kept the Sooners inside the 20. They trail by 4.
Well, they are getting more than the job done. They are starting to be intimidating. They're hitting, they're making the big plays on 1st and 2nd down, causing the long 3rd down situations, and then coming up with key sacks. This is the kind of defense they wanted to play, to be much more aggressive, to take the passing attack a little notch down against Oklahoma.
Those plays you saw were made by Damon Wheeler, the cornerback, and Rashidi Barnes, who came on that safety blitz that dropped Heupel the last time the Sooners had the ball. Now they've got it back at their own 15. All passes on 1st down today so far for Oklahoma. And now flags down.
Delay of game.
Too much time. And that's terrible when you're coming out of a timeout to have too much time taken. That's a no-no.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Just had 90 seconds to talk about it. You can't take 25 more.
That's one of the risks you run, calling all your plays at the line of scrimmage. Keep in mind, Josh Heupel, this is his 1st year. There's an awful lot. 7 completions to 6 different receivers.
Now he's backed up to a 1st and 15 back at the 10-yard line. They're going to go draw play. And this is Skinner. And he gets skinned by Ja'Shawn Sykes, the inside linebacker. And Oklahoma doesn't have their regular tailback in there right now, Chip.
No, they don't, Brad. Michael Thornton came off the field. He told me that he thought he would just have to be retaped. After they retaped him, they also put some foam rubber underneath the bottom of his foot. He's tried to go on it. They've taken him into the locker room. They're not sure if he's going to be back the rest of the day.
Sprained right knee, and Chip will keep his eye on that situation. 2nd down rather, and 14. Heupel, Skinner, fumble. Now they're going to blow it dead. The linesman blew it dead. I thought that was a live ball as Ben Kelly was there to scoop. I thought that was a completed pass. I can't wait to see it again.
We'll take a look at it on the replay. It looks like he grabs it and has control over it. Short pass. I'd call that, well, he turns his back. I'd call it a completed pass. Andre Woolfolk
Couldn't cover it. Here's another look from a different angle. Skinner. Boy, that looks like a catch. Stripped by Terrence Wood. But that's a new life for the Sooners. 3rd down and 14. Now the crowd into it for the Buffaloes defense. Heupel, flag down, deep in the middle, incomplete, broken up by Robbie Robinson, and another penalty down. We may have one go against the Sooners and pass interference go against Colorado. We'll wait and see.
On the play by Robinson.
Colorado defenders are saying that that ball was tipped and that's fair game back there in the secondary.
Illegal formation on the offense. Pass interference on the defense. Penalties canceled. And they start down.
And Barnett cannot believe the call in the secondary as he stands a good 3 yards onto the field.
Illegal formation, what was called on Oklahoma. And then Colorado still saying that the ball was tipped. They didn't have one of the tackles covered, apparently.
One of the tackles wasn't covered. You look over here, he's covered.
Now back to the live action on 3rd down and 14 again. Heupel from his own goal line. Out to Skinner. Skinner dropped immediately. Only got about a yard. Jay-Sean Sykes had quite a series there defensively. The sophomore linebacker out of Los Angeles. And it's a punting time now for the Sooners in their own end zone.
It is the execution of the Colorado defense on 1st and 2nd down that's causing Oklahoma all the problems. They have been backed up every time on 3rd down, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7, 3rd and even longer.
Another penalty marker down. Illegal substitution, I think they're going to call on Oklahoma. So the wheels are falling off the Sooner schooner here right now, penalty-wise. And Bob Stoops is shaking his head on the sideline. Now Ferguson's going to be back almost to the pylon to take the snap. And he knows he's got a dangerous guy waiting on the other end. This should be great field position for Colorado as Kelly's counting his troops. And Ben waits on it near midfield. They might try to put some heat on Ferguson right now. It's going to take a perfect snap as well. Tough spot to be in for the punter. He hits a dandy though. Kelly's got to hustle all the way back and let it bounce. What a great punt. He'll take it at the 20 and he's down at the 18. And it's Thompson down there on the special teams. 2nd time he's made a big hit. That's a 72-yard punt. Oh, talk about needing one and getting one, huh?
Special teams can help you so often.
Packed house at Folsom Field, watching Colorado try to get its 5th win of the year. They lead Oklahoma, but it's 7-3. The one touchdown in this game so far, capping an 80-yard drive. Mike Machete 5 of 6 and found Stiggers in the end zone for the 14-yard touchdown. The only other score, a Tim Duncan field goal. That's where we stand. Colorado leads. They've got the ball at their own 20. Inside is Charrington. Down he goes. This time Torrance Marshall wraps up what Ramon Richardson did. He forced that play, and Marshall cleans up a loss of about 4. Well, this is where the Sooners defense wants to come to life too now and get the ball back.
Well, their punter's giving them an excellent opportunity by hitting the big one, backing them up inside the 20-yard line. They've got to be aggressive. I'm surprised that Oklahoma has not been able to get more heat on Machete.
3 wideouts for Machete on his 2nd down and 14 now. 9:40 left in the 2nd quarter. Timeout taken by Machete. It looks like both teams are confused right now with the penalty markers we've had and the timeouts we've seen taken. And reminder now with a timeout coming up next Saturday, most of you will see Eric Crouch and number 9 Nebraska. They'll host the 18th ranked Aggies of Texas A&M in a Big 12 battle. Other regional matchups in the Big 10, the ACC and the Pac-10. That's next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC Sports. Home of the Bowl Championship Series. You can get post-game analysis each week from John Saunders online. The Bowl Championship Series is online at ESPN.com, part of the Go Network.
And the defense of Oklahoma needs to get up and go.
That's right. They're looking to go. Let's check in with Chip again.
Well, Brad, we talked about Mike Machete playing so well today thus far. Coaches said he had the best week of practice this week that he's ever had. They said he really understood what they were trying to do. I think it's been obvious here the first quarter and almost a half. He's on target all day.
On target all day in the West Coast style offense that they just put in this year. And we've always heard it takes time to learn the West Coast offense, to be able to execute it. He's had to learn so much in such a short period of time. He probably knows about 70% of this West Coast offense. So it's critical that he executes it extremely well.
As you said, he's not the biggest guy in the world. He needs lanes to throw in, different launch points, as the offensive coaches would call it. Let's see where he launches one here. On 2nd down and 14. He's got 4 wideouts and Charrington in the backfield. Wants to throw the screen back the other way. And Colorado swarmed under by Mike Woods, who read it beautifully. The cornerback, and makes the tackle on Javon Green.
You know, we've seen this screen so often to the outside where the wide receiver gets a ball, looks for a block coming in underneath. If the corners lay off that, it makes it work extremely well. But what Mike Woods does, he's playing up. He doesn't give him the cushion, stays tight. See, number 72 tries to come up for the block, but he cuts inside. That's a play that works if the cornerback is playing off. If he's playing up, you got to switch plays.
Nice play by Mike Woods. It's just getting worse. 3rd and long. Machete in trouble. And the Sooners will bring him down as he crosses a 15-yard line. Richardson drags him down. And it's time for Colorado to give it up. So as we said, the Sooners would like to force a punt. They have. And it will be Colorado now. Nick Peach punting near his own goal line. The biggest play of the day so far for Oklahoma came on a punt return of 54 yards by that guy, Jarrell Jackson. Colorado was 1 man short on their punt team. He's gotten out there in time. And again, Peach kicking near his own goal line. Jackson camps under it. He'll take it at the 38 and drop in his tracks. Now the penalty marker comes in. I don't like this call much, Swanee. We've seen it so often. You've got to give the return man the 2-yard bubble, the 6-foot halo, whatever you want to call it. And Roderick Sneed couldn't have played that any better, in my opinion, on punt coverage than what he just did. He slowed down, he stopped, and made the tackle.
Yeah, but he can't see where the ball is at. The returner does, all right, and he makes the catch. He's just got to stay back. I mean, it's a tough rule, but he's just got to stay back and give him the chance. There's another flag, however, back on the 11-yard line.
I think there's a holding call too on the punt, so we might have one on each end again.
Well, what started as a very clean and physical football game has gotten a little sloppy on us, Brad.
We have seen several penalties this quarter now. Here's the call.
Interference with the opportunity to catch a kick on the offense. That penalty, holding on the offense. That penalty is accepted. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
So they'll have to do it again, and now Peach will be in his own end zone.
Well, you know, I return punts at USC, and I return punts for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you take a look. Watch the center right there. Looks like it's going to get blocked if he doesn't hold him. A little takedown from behind. And I agree with you, Brad. I mean, that rule needs to be modified. You know, if a guy's going to make the catch, make the catch. You can't stop the guy from coming down as long as he's not right on top of you.
I agree. They're just not bowling him over, no problem. But that was nice coverage. And now it's Peach, and he's backed up a couple of steps before his own end line. High snap. He handles it. Got a high kick. And Jackson has to fair catch this one. Give Peach credit for back-to-back nice punts. He hit that one a mile in the air again. But it's going to be excellent field position for the Sooners from their own 46 when we come back. Christian, who's the only person to have served as head football coach at both Oklahoma and Colorado. Chuck Fairbanks with the Sooners from 67 to 72, and then at Colorado from 79 to 81. And the Sooners now work from their own 47-yard line. 1st down. Heupel's going to keep it on the ground, and down goes Skinner. That's the 6th rushing attempt for no gain or lost yardage by Oklahoma. And a guy I'm sure that has something to say about that or some thoughts on it. 3 times a national champion as head coach of the Sooners, Barry Switzer, is along with us live. And coach, you look at this Oklahoma team. You know, you were known as a guy that ran when you needed to run. When it was time to pass, you still ran. It's a little different, isn't it?
It's a different look today, Brad. As I said earlier before we came on the air, I'm not worried about them breaking any of my records.
Well, they fake the run here. They throw the screen incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jarrell Jackson. Coach, this is such a dramatic change from what Coach Wilkinson and Coach Fairbanks yourself all did, but it's got Oklahoma fans excited, doesn't it?
I think that what they're doing is really exciting. They're taking what athletes were here and doing a great job of coaching, Brad. They're executing an offense that's very unique. They have a system in place, and I think they're doing an outstanding coaching job.
We'll see if they can pick up the 3rd down and 11 from their own 46 with 7:18 to go till halftime. Sooners trail 7-3. Heupel, plenty of time. The deep out's got his man. Jackson, 1st down, out of bounds, right near the stick. They might have to take a measurement on this one. Damon Wheeler knocked him out of bounds.
Well, Brad, when he makes a catch, it looks like he's coming down behind that marker, and it's a 1st down, but his momentum takes him out of bounds, and it looks like he then steps on the other side of that 1st down marker, but it's too close to tell, so they'll bring the change in from across the field. Right here, he makes a catch. He's trying to stay in bounds, and then right there.
They're going to bring the change from the other side. Well, it's been a long drought, a decade drought, in fact, for this Oklahoma team to beat Colorado. Because as we look back, the last time it was accomplished, October 22nd of 1988. And there was some running in that one, including Thompson to the corner of the end zone for the score, 17-14. That's the last time Oklahoma a winner over Colorado. Coach, you remember that one?
I remember it well. Remember every game we played up there. We had a wild one time, scored 82, and they scored 42. Still an NCAA record.
You put up a lot of points. You had one game where I think you only had 6 pass attempts. We saw that in the first series for this Oklahoma team.
Well, that's an average. That was an average for us.
It is a 1st down. Heupel throws short. A trail out of the backfield is safety valve. Gets it to about the 39-yard line. Coach, take us through what you thought when the change was made, the coaching change. Bob Stoops, highly regarded as an assistant to Steve Spurrier at Florida. He was the hot name. He remains that way right now as a head coach. Don't you agree?
I like what he's doing. I'm impressed with Bob. I didn't know who he was when I first heard his name as a candidate. I knew he was a defensive coordinator at Florida, but I didn't know really anything about him. In fact, he played against one of my teams in Owen Field back when he was a college player at Iowa. I wasn't aware of that. But Bob is doing an outstanding coaching job with the players that are presently there. He'll have a chance to recruit now. I think everyone will be lit up with what they're doing offensively.
Coach Stoops has talked about you coming to practice and how he and the players have enjoyed your presence there. As a former coach, how do you help him with this program? How do you make it more comfortable for him?
Well, first of all, he asked me to come talk to the team about the tradition at Oklahoma. You got to remember, I've been gone 12 years, and most of these players, they don't know anything about the great winning that Oklahoma's achieved in their history, and I had an opportunity to talk to them about that, and I think that helps in some way. But at the same time, I appreciate him opening the door to me to allow me to come back and be a part of something that has always meant a lot to me.
It's something that Mack Brown has done with Coach Royal down at Texas too, Barry, and I know you're happy to be back in the Sooner family. You really never left. Coach, we want to let you enjoy the game. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you down the road.
All right, Brad, Lynn.
Barry Switzer, 3 times national champion with the Oklahoma Sooners, the last guy to beat Colorado. You saw the highlights, but it was a long time ago. It's been a long decade. Colorado leads here in the second quarter. Pass, Daniels on the cross, inside the 20, down near the 18-yard line. 1st down, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma finally getting a short pass completed, allowing a receiver crossing the field to make the catch, then making something happen after the catch. Much of their passing so far this afternoon, it seems they've been looking to go downfield quite a bit. But in this particular case, Brendan Daniels comes across in the short pass, gets through a couple of people. 1st down for Oklahoma.
They've had a couple of misfires on this drive, but slowly they've calmed down and moved it inside the Colorado 20. Here comes the full blitz on Heupel. Going to loft it to the end zone. Penalty marker down. We're going to have offensive holding and defensive holding, I believe. In the secondary, definitely there was a guy, Curtis Fagan, that was open, but I think the first flag's on the offense, the second flag's on the defense, and the officials will talk it over again.
I think number 78, Stoker McDougal, was trying to find out how much stretch was in the fiber.
Holding on the offense, holding on the defense.
There you go.
An eligible receiver before the pass was thrown. Penalties offset.
Our third offsetting penalty so far today. And on the end of the play, watch the intended receiver, Curtis Fagan, and he gets mugged pretty much at about the 5-yard line.
Well,
right there.
There's a little holding. I mean, one pull on the line of the offensive line, one pull in the secondary.
That was Terrence Wood with the holding call on one end. And as you said, McDougal, the big fella at right tackle, we can pretty much tell you was the guy that had it on the offensive side. Well, so it's still first down.
Well, Josh can run another play because of that hold.
Red zone offense. Boy, they have made do with their chances this year compared to a season back. And now
59, false start.
a false start on the right guard, Stephen Burcham. Bubba Burcham is a guy that the Colorado defensive coaches felt that they could work on a little bit because O'Neal, the center, and McDougal, the guy that Swanee just mentioned a moment ago, the center and the right tackle on that side, they're pretty solid. But this is a guy they thought maybe they could get a little bit rattled. He does there. That's the 4th penalty on the Oklahoma offense.
But that's what you do when you have a weakness, whether it's in the line or in the secondary in your position. If you've got strong people on either side of them, it helps shore up that weakness just a little bit. And he should gain confidence from McDougal and O'Neal. They'll help him with his assignments, but still, if you're a weak player in the offensive line, someone on the defense is going to try and exploit it.
Oklahoma's got to watch out now. Remember their last offensive series, they ended up with 3 penalties in a row and ended up with a punting situation from near their own goal line. Now they've just backed themselves out of the red zone, back to the 24 with 5:37 remaining in the half as they look to regain the lead. 8th play of the drive for the Sooners. 2 wideouts to the near side, and Fagan and Jackson, the tight end, Trent Smith to the top of your screen. They're going to keep it on the ground. Luttrell. And he gets back across the original line of scrimmage. Seth Luttrell, the junior, takes it down where it'll be 2nd down and 9. Coming up tonight, Samuel L. Jackson and Academy Award winner Kevin Spacey and John Grisham's A Time to Kill. That's ABC tonight, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central Time. Well, this is a time for Oklahoma to kill right here and try to get a touchdown before the break.
I think if they're going to throw the ball, they got to get the receivers in more crossing routes and try and make the secondary blow on assignment.
Daniels is the guy in motion. He ran the nice crossing route last time. Heupel goes instead on the outs. Got Fagan out of bounds at the 5, and that's 1st and goal. Terrence Wood ran him out, but they pick up 12 yards.
Well, they bunch a whole bunch of receivers down at the bottom of the field, then get them moving up, comes underneath.
Not the prettiest looking pass, but it was effective.
Very effective. I mean, it's just an open area to the sideline. He puts it over there. Fagan either makes a catch or the ball goes out of bounds.
Now they bring in the tight ends and Skinner back into the backfield on 1st and goal at the 5. Skinner bounces off, fighting, football's loose. And it's still Oklahoma ball. Somebody got on top of that. Skinner fighting for the extra yardage, and it squirted out of his hands. And I think one of his linemen covered it for him.
Well, that's a big break for Oklahoma. I tell you, I am so against Brad. We've seen it often. Running backs get close to the goal line. They kind of pop that ball up there. Yep. Look at the kind of traffic you run into here at the goal line. Guys are hitting, popping the ball loose. He's fortunate that ball did not get away from him.
Seth Luttrell now is the single setback. 2nd and goal at the Colorado 2. Luttrell, touchdown, Oklahoma. And the Sooners are back in front.
O'Neal, Jay Smith, 60 and 71. And the offensive line opening up a hole. Driving people back from the line of scrimmage.
Good looking drive by the Sooners. They made that one mistake that got them in a tough situation, but then that 12-yard pass to Fagan got him down close. Luttrell did the rest from the 2. The extra point by Duncan, is right through the middle. Latrell barely got touched this time, Swanee.
As we look at the huge hole that opens up, I'm going to go back and tell you who my MVP of the drive is. Number 83, Jeff Ferguson, the punter. I think he's the man who started this whole thing with the big punt that backed him up. The defense held. The offense comes through with a tough, gritty drive, overcoming some of their own errors to give the offensive line the chance to blow open the hole for Latrell.
A 53-yard march in 11 plays. And just under 4 minutes they used to get it in the end zone. And what Swanee was talking about, it was first that 72-yard punt, then Colorado forced to punt twice, once deeper in their own end zone. Then it was the fair catch at the 47, and that's why it was only 53 yards they needed for Bob Stoops to get his team a touchdown. So now Sooners back in front. Keep matchup here in the Big 12. Oklahoma looking to go to 5-2. Colorado trying to go to 5-3. And both try to stay in the thick of their respective divisions of the Big 12 Conference. Texas survived today in their game against Iowa State. As you saw, John gave us a replay earlier. The field goal at the final gun gave the Longhorns a 3-point win. A lot of the other games still going on. We'll keep you up to date on those scores, and we're about 4 minutes away, in fact, from our halftime scores. Upman takes it at the 22. That's Hollowell. Hollowell broke a tackle, tight ropes the sideline, and then gets blasted out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Jeep, makers of Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, and Wrangler. Aflac, without it, no insurance is complete. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people. And Applebee's, you belong at Applebee's.
Did he drive a Jeep to that mountain?
Tell you what, El Dorado Springs, I'd need more than Applebee's if I was that guy on that cliff. Forget about that. No way.
I hope those are helicopters, because I sure need one to get me up that rock.
That's what I'd be saying. Little help, little help. Gorgeous look at somebody doing a little something other sports related today. Here in football, it's Machete in trouble. Boy, he took a big hit at the 40-yard line. When you're coming off a concussion from a couple weeks ago and you see number 20 coming at you, you might be seeing two number 20s right after that tackle.
Well, I'm surprised. Mike Machete is a former baseball player. I thought he could slide a lot better than that.
No, there's no slide. Watch this.
I got to get that head down. Watch him. I mean, he feels comfortable like he's recovered, but I wouldn't stick my head in between anything white today.
Rocky Calvis has had a great first half. Charrington into the secondary. Calvis makes another tackle, but not before Charrington gets to midfield and a first down.
The running attack of Colorado has been exceptional this afternoon. They have kept the Oklahoma defense off balance. Barnett said he would like to be a 50-50 run-pass team last week. The run game was outstanding with Curtis Johnson getting over 100 yards. Today, it's again a vital part of their offense.
First down just shaded on the Oklahoma side of the midfield stripe. McCready in motion. Sprint out for Machete. Throws on the run, completes it. Javon Green, one man to beat, he won't get him. Touchdown, Colorado.
We asked Mike Machete who his favorite receiver was. He said, well, you know, I want to give it to the guy who's supposed to get it. Tight coverage, but if I have to go to a guy, Javon Green's my man.
He just went to him to regain the lead. First catch by Green. It's a dandy. 49 yards. He showed his speed. And the Buffaloes strike back quickly. Aldrich in for the point after. And the kick is up and good.
We'll take a look from behind the defense. Defense has a chance to make the play. The ball's thrown. He's coming up for the play. Mike Woods trying to wrap around him. But every time you go for that play, if you don't get yourself in the position to make the tackle, you give up a big play. Now we'll look at Javon Green. He turns around, sees open field, doesn't waste a lot of time, just runs straight down the field. And look at his speed. He is pulling away from the secondary. Mike Woods right now would love to give this play back.
Yep.
Just stay behind him, give up the catch, and make the tackle.
We talked with Tom Cable, the offensive coordinator, about Javon Green and said, you know, he's not listed as your starting wide receiver, but he's your big play guy. What's that about? He said, with Javon, it's all about how he practices during the week and whether he pays attention to everything we tell him. That dictates whether he starts or not or how much he plays. Well, right now, the coaches are taking notice, and he just came up with the biggest play of the ball game.
Certainly did. And I'm sure having Mike Machete in his corner rooting for him doesn't hurt.
So it's 14-10. Good football game. Jeremy Aldridge to kick. This should be returnable for Daniels at the goal line. Leading kickoff return man in the country. Broke a tackle or two, got about 26 out of the return. Terrence Wood brought him down. Let's check in. Chip's got an injury update for us. Chip.
Well, for the second time, we got a running back that does not look like they will return for the day. Colorado's Cortland Johnson, a second-degree MCL sprain. They say he will not return for the Buffaloes.
That's why we saw Dwayne Charrington the last two series. And there's Machete talking to his receiving core. Stiggers, who caught one of his touchdown passes. Monardi, who caught a tough one over the middle. And, of course, Javon Green, who just caught one and raced 49 yards for the lead. Nice numbers by Mike Machete. And now the crowd back into it in Boulder. Heupel wants to throw back across the field, gets creamed as he throws. It's incomplete. Fred Jones and Justin Bannon in there to make sure Josh Heupel has to get up off the ground.
One of the things that everyone we talked to at Colorado said on defense is that Heupel does not like being hit. I said, what do you mean by that? Nobody likes to be hit. Well, they said the way he pulls up, the way he kind of shrugs away from a hit, he ducks. And they said what they wanted to do today, even if he gets a pass away, you know, they wanted to make the hit. And Fred Jones comes in, the ball's away, but he makes that legal contact and says, I'm behind you, buddy.
Not normal Heupel numbers from how he's been playing as of late. Not bad, but not what Machete's done so far. Now again, he changes things up. He's going to have to hurry on the play. Blitz coming. They hit him. Down he goes. Down the ball goes. Robbie Robinson on the secondary blitz. Nails him. And it's third down and long.
Fortunately for Heupel, he was in the act of throwing that football, or that would have been another big sack. Robbie Robinson coming in from his safety position.
Ouch. And now listen to the crowd as it's 3rd and 10 for the Sooners, who trail by 4. Heupel stands in, delivers to his tight end, but he's not going to get the first down. Out to the 35 is Trent Smith, but he's about a yard short.
Nate Wright, number 25, having an outstanding afternoon for Colorado. In on a lot of plays, a lot of hits. That's going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
Almost a yard and a half. 2nd, 3 and out now. Sooners have to give it up. So the Buffaloes fans enjoying what they're seeing today from their team. A little bit skeptical about him, I think, for most of the season because of their up and down situation. 1 week good, 1 week not. This has been a good half for him so far. Kelly waiting on Ferguson's kick. We know Jeff can kick it a mile. He already's done that once today. Another beauty. Kelly has to fair catch at the 13. So we've got 1:19 remaining in the first half at Folsom Field, packed house, and it's Colorado having regained the lead. We've had 3 lead changes. It was a field goal to start things off for Oklahoma, but then Machete came back and found Marcus Stiggers 7-3 after that 14-yard touchdown. Seth Luttrell took it straight up the middle for 2. And moments ago, Javon Green, 49 yards on the pitch and catch from Machete. And that's where we are in our game summary with 1:19 left in the half.
It's like a fight. You know, we got two teams out here slugging it out, jab, 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 and then a big hook and a knockout punch. We got to see who can get up fast and score again.
Colorado, quick snap and deep ball. Stiggers hauls it in. Slides to his knees at the 47-yard line. 39 more yards for Colorado.
Stiggers, we talked about 4-1 speed. We talked about sometimes how he drops the easy ones. Now he comes up with a big one. This is a tough catch. Over your shoulders like this, sliding. I've seen John Stallworth do that a lot of times, but not many others, folks.
Good looking catch. Stiggers having a big day. And at the 47 of Oklahoma, plenty of time to work now. Colorado, 1 timeout remaining. Charrington met in the backfield. Down he goes. First hit by Corey Callens. Rocky Kalma's cleaned up. That's the Jenks Oklahoma connection right there to make the tackle.
Here's a big opportunity for Barnett. 57 seconds on the clock.
Timeout taken by Colorado. Its final timeout. Look at the numbers for Mike Machete. 12 of 16, 213 and 2. We kidded around with him. He said after he got hit against Texas Tech, the second half, everything was blurred. He said, I saw 2 or 3 of everything. I said, who'd you throw to? He said, I just picked the middle one. Today, I think he's got a pretty clear eye on what's going on. Coming up, Valvoline halftime 99. And we're about 57 seconds away from John Saunders and Terry Bowden with scores and highlights of the other games around the country today. Again, we told you here in the Big 12, Texas a winner today. The last time we checked in the Big 10, Ron Dane was having a huge first half, so they'll update you on his Heisman hopeful statistics and all that more about a minute away. With Lynn Swan and Chip Tarkenton, I'm Brad Nessler. It's nice to have you along with us on this Halloween weekend.
Well, Tom
there's some jack-o'-lanterns out here today.
Oh, absolutely.
They're jacked up right now by what they've seen.
And Colorado's got some trick-or-treat going. Oh boy. God.
There's a linebacker, no doubt.
Yeah, looks like a former Oakland Raider. Hey, Jack, is that you in there?
Jack Tatum's here. All the presidents are here, and all the president's men. They want Ben Kelly to be the next president. Well, he hasn't done anything to deserve that yet today, but good football game so far. The last time Oklahoma won, that guy was in office.
Ron Reagan. That's a long time.
A little bit of everything here in Boulder.
That's a rainbow coalition.
Yep. We got the whole political thing going on, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. No, Machete's doing such an excellent job. Tom Cable has to be very pleased with the way he's controlling the offense. Yep. He's moving the ball around. He's thrown the ball to 7 different receivers. He's utilized the running attack extremely well. The offensive line has really stepped up in today's ball game, taking control of the line of scrimmage, giving him the time and getting the key runs.
Check in with Chip Tarkenton. Chip.
Well, Brad, you know, there's an amazing thing going on here. There has been a streak going for Oklahoma. They have never gone 9 straight games without beating somebody. They are 7-0-1 in the last 8 coming into today's 9th game against Colorado.
Last year it was Colorado 27-25. And this is the 52nd meeting between these two clubs. And of course, not all of those in Big 12 play. They're trying to get the clock reset. 2 more seconds they need to put up there. Now I think they just about got it straightened out. The line of scrimmage is right smack in the middle of the field.
Look for Oklahoma, the blitz to really come after them. I felt in the 2 games that they lost, once they got a lead or when they were playing the ball game, they set back. They just have to attack.
Machete set to attack again. Crossing pattern. His tight end made a heck of a catch. Ball was thrown behind him. They get past the original line of scrimmage. Only a pickup of about 5, though, to Daniel Graham. And now everybody trying to hurry up. Remember, Buffaloes are out of timeouts.
Stiggers is a 4-1 guy in the 40-yard dash. Fastest guy. Throw it to him deep.
He's in the slot left. They look that way. Now they're going to go on the out, complete to Minardi just to get the first down and step out of bounds at the 32-yard line to stop the clock with 31.4 left in the half. Well, it's a good thing Oklahoma's got the kind of offense it has, because if Colorado should happen to get a touchdown here, they're definitely going to be playing from a deficit, and even if it's a field goal, they're going to be down a touchdown to start the third quarter, barring a big defensive play here. And Josh Heupel's probably getting stiff. He's been sitting over there a while. Machete. Again, he got Graham, his tight end, and it's a first down out of bounds at the 20.
I think he must have been watching Jones and Chamorro in the West Coast offense. He comes across the field, doing an excellent job. The key there is to get the release off the line of scrimmage, not to be held up, and then he heads straight for the sideline, picking up the big yardage.
He made a heck of a catch behind him 2 plays ago. That one was a little bit high. He snared that one too, and now it's down in the red zone again at the 19-yard line. 3 catches for the tight end Graham for 52 yards. And Colorado leading by 4, looking to add to it. Machete. And that one's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney Rideau. And there's the big play I said the Sooners would need to keep Colorado from scoring again. Rideau with his 3rd interception of the year.
He's looking for Marcus Stiggers downfield, and one of the problems that Mike does have sometimes in the system is that he makes up his mind he wants to go downfield. You see the ball just pass a man who is wide open right in underneath? That's the guy he should have gone to. Instead, he preconceives an idea in his head, goes downfield. It's a bad choice.
It's only about the first bad choice, really the first bad mistake he's made today. Now he's talking it over on the sideline with the coaches. But Rideau was right there. That one hit him right between the 4 and the 5, and the senior defensive captain gives Oklahoma the ball back. Heupel. And he wants to get some yards, and he overthrows his intended receiver, and it's picked off by Rashidi Barnes. Back-to-back interceptions.
I don't even think he was looking back at the ball when it passed him. We'll take a look. Heupel trying to get it downfield.
Daniels' intended receiver is a mile over his head.
Mile over his head and behind him. He's got time. He's under no pressure. It's just a bad pass. Maybe the ball got away from him a little bit.
You know, they're all going to make mistakes. Those are 2 of the worst thrown passes we've seen maybe all year, and they came in back-to-back plays. So Colorado's got it right back. Now they only have 12 seconds to work with.
Or you either go a mid-range passing play, close to the sideline, step out of bounds, give your field goal team a chance to get under the field.
Trips to the left, but Stiggers, the speedster, to the right. Machete scans the field. He's airing it out long. 2 receivers there. Broken up in the end zone. Now that one had a little bit of a Cordell Stewart to Michael Westbrook look, but it's incomplete, and there's 5 seconds
left. And they're in Pittsburgh and Washington, so you can't go to that well anymore.
So now there's 1 play left.
You throw a play like this, we always say that one guy has to go up in the air and tip it and let the other guy catch it, but there just weren't enough bodies down there for Colorado.
So now they're going to try a field goal. Jeremy Aldrich going to try a 59-yard kick. His career long is 49. He does have a slight wind at his back in the thin air at Folsom Field. Kick on the way. No good. Short and to the right.
That's a half.
So the halves come to a close. A good half it was, though. Seesawing back and forth. 3 lead changes. But at intermission, it's the hometown Buffaloes leading the Sooners of Oklahoma. Colorado 14, Oklahoma 10. Halftime in Boulder.
Get into the
44 for Machete. Each team had a turnover. And the rushing yardage, that is so un-Oklahoma-like, at least in past seasons.
Minus 12. And that 34 yards over there for Colorado, that may not seem significant, 34 yards rushing, but it's been key rushing yardage to keep the Oklahoma defense off balance.
Both starting tailbacks were hurt in the first half. We don't expect either to return. Sooners will have the ball first to start the third quarter, though, as the kick carries Daniels deep in the end zone. And Oklahoma will have to work from its own 20-yard line. Josh Heupel in the first half. Only 1 sack, but he got hit 6 times, and he did throw an interception, badly thrown ball. The one Machete suffered also, well overthrowing his receiver.
Now, for the Oklahoma fans, we talked about Heupel and the guys at Colorado saying he doesn't like to get hit.
Right.
Well, folks, they take that from looking at film. They don't know if he likes to get hit or not. We're not trying to say he's not tough.
Right.
Today, he's proven so far he's tough enough.
From the 20. And he'll work from the shotgun. Tight formation here. And he's hit again. Second sack of the day. And it's Fred Jones, who hit him in the first half, crumples him here back at the 13-yard line.
Well, if they don't stop Fred Jones and he keeps getting hit like this, Brad, he's going to need a stunt double for the second half.
That's a great point. That one hurts. Jones just comes flying right around Stalker McDougal.
And that's a good offensive tackle. He's beating it to the outside.
It's size against speed out there on that corner, and right now speed is winning. Loss of 7. 2nd and 17. Now they'll work from the gun again. Whistle, stop play, flags down. And I think too much time taken possibly by Oklahoma again.
Before the snap, all offense. 5 yards, remain second down.
Bob Stoops is saying, what in the heck's going on here? 5 penalties, 4 on offense. Let's check in with Chip Tarkin.
Well, Brad, Oklahoma started exactly the opposite way that Coach Bob Stoops wanted it to start. He told them at halftime it was imperative to establish themselves as they start the second half. They needed to take this first drive and get points on the board. They're not going the right way right now.
They're driving in the wrong direction. They've lost 12 by penalty and sack. It's 2nd and 22. Heupel, and that's intercepted by Kelly. Is he in? Down at the 1-foot line.
What great anticipation by Ben Kelly to read the play. He's only 5'10", he's 190 pounds. He's got to step in front of the receiver to make this happen. He anticipates right there, makes a great play. We asked him, what would he like better? The kickoff return for a touchdown or an interception for a touchdown? He said, well, I guess I have to say a kickoff for a touchdown because I've never intercepted a pass and scored. He just came up a half-yard short, folks.
They almost should put him in a tailback as they did a couple weeks ago. Let him finish the job, but they'll bring in Cherry, the tailback behind Andrews in the eye. It's Machete on a quarterback sneak. Touchdown, Colorado. Penalty marker down in the end zone. Machete sneak got him in, but now the officials will talk things over.
And on the defense, participating in the play.
It's still a touchdown.
Touchdown, good.
So Ben Kelly's the man that sat that up, and Mike Machete takes it in. His 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Didn't get much, but he didn't need much. Just 54 seconds into the 3rd quarter. Aldridge kick is up and good.
Oh, there's Kelly. He's a happy young man. Selected as a team captain. He's only a junior. Takes his responsibility very seriously. Says he wants to lead by example, show the young guys.
That's a pretty good example he just led by.
How it's supposed to be done, how it's played. A big playmaker. You know, I read something in the newspaper. They were talking about Ben Kelly, and the writer said, hey, he's a tourist attraction. He's a tourist attraction.
And a playmaker.
Here in Boulder.
There's what he's done. 4 touchdowns, 2 on kick returns, 2 on fumble returns. He now has 3 interceptions. You're going to add that one to that list. And he almost scored, as Swanee said, on what he hoped to score on an interception for a touchdown.
Said he wanted to make a play this afternoon. That was a pretty good one. Well, good news, Oklahoma didn't have a 3rd and long again.
Yeah, they had enough of those today. 14 unanswered Colorado points now. Kelly's also on the kick coverage team. He's right down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Should be returnable for Jarrell Jackson from the 6. Jackson brought down. Nice play on special teams at about the 18-yard line. Ben Kelly is exactly what Swanee was talking about, taking that captainship seriously.
It was really a shock at first. I really wasn't expecting it. And it's it just made me believe that, you know, my teammates have a lot of respect in me as a player and as a person to be one of the 3 leaders that walk out there and, you know, has everybody following them, following their lead, watching what you do, everything you do on and off the field.
Right now he trots out to the top of your screen. Number 1 on number 1, covering Jackson on a first down. They're going that way. Pass complete to Jackson. And it's a first down toss, and he did it in front of Ben Kelly and Rashidi Barnes, a pickup of 13.
That was a strong pass by Josh Heupel. Route was run. That route was just pure geometry. You see Ben Kelly out there on that corner backing off. Receiver takes the inside. There's no way he can get in front of him, keeps his body in front of the ball. Kelly can't turn that corner that strong to get a hand on it.
First down, Oklahoma. Josh Heupel, single season yardage leader now with his numbers so far in this game today, trying to get his team back in this football game. Looks right, comes back to the left, incomplete, and it was Damon Wheeler that time on Jarrell Jackson in coverage. Coming up tomorrow night on ESPN, it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Detroit Lions. If you're Charlie Batch, look out for number 99. Then Monday night on ABC, Brett Favre and the Packers take on their own coach Mike Holmgren and the Seahawks, 30th anniversary. ABC Monday Night Football, John Kitna and Brett Favre in their numbers. That should be a fun game to watch Monday night on ABC.
Ninja formation.
Here it is, first time today. Tackles spread out. It's a tripod look. And Heupel in trouble, and Jones nails him. Second sack of this half for Fred Jones.
Well, when you play Oklahoma this year, everyone's going to pull out this footage because Colorado has been phenomenal. They had great success with this formation last week against Texas A&M, ran it down the whole field. This time they come out with their what they call the ninja formation, and it stopped cold. But
that looked like Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley on that one. Third down and 18. Back to a standard set, if you want to call 4 wideouts a standard set, right down the middle. Drilled. Andre Woolfolk, that's a first down, Oklahoma. Nice pass from Heupel.
That makes him only 2 out of 7 on third down, but that was a big one, 18 yards.
This is a bullet right down the middle.
Well, he gets a protection he hasn't had for all day long. And the receiver does a good job of not running out of the open area in that coverage.
Jackson to the left side. Daniels and Fagan along with the tight end Trent Smith to the right on a first down from the 42. Here comes a blitz from the secondary. Heupel in trouble. Throws it. Incomplete. No flags down. Fans wanted intentional grounding. They didn't get it.
Well, Brad, you know, I talked about the formation that they just ran. I referred to as ninja. That's what they call it. Look at the formation here. There's a pod in the middle, 2 pods on the outside. It's still a sound formation in terms of the number of people in the line of scrimmage, and they were able to use it excellently. The screen to the outside, the shovel pass on the inside. But today, against Colorado, they came up with a scheme that thwarted it. They put the pressure on the quarterback, didn't give him the time to throw the ball.
Colorado got a chance to look at that. They saw Texas A&M. They ran that shovel pass 3 times in a row out of that formation last week against the Aggies. And they only tried it once here so far anyway. Second down and 10. Again, Sykes bunches up close as though he might come. Heupel now trying to change the play. 4 seconds on the clock. Flares it out, and it is almost intercepted. That is read beautifully on the defensive line by McDonald, and he almost picked that thing off.
The defense for Colorado certainly has confidence and is believing in their game plan. They have been aggressive, but not just aggressive. They've been smart about the play. You're getting the people in the right position. Their heads are up. They're looking for the ball in the backfield, getting hands up, knocking them down.
Brady McDonald almost came up with a tipped pass to himself for the interception. And it brings up third down and 10. Heat coming again. Heupel buys some time, running out of it. Hit again and throws on the run. Intercepted by Kelly. His second of the quarter. a little bit off balance as he had to scramble to buy some time, and then running to his right, trying to throw back across his body.
Well, he buys a lot of time. He does what he has to do. Again, you know, he's told not to run the football. He should have just taken off and run. But he sees where there's a wide open man downfield. But look at Kelly. He just breaks for the ball. He's covering his man. He's not leaving his man. I won't leave him. I won't leave him. But the ball's in the air. He says, now I can go. He's got the angle. He makes the play.
Kelly playing like an All-American here in the third quarter. Here's a toss. Into the open field, Charrington. And now the running game of Colorado comes to life. Pickup of about 17. Those 3 interceptions by Heupel really putting a scar on his performance so far this afternoon.
And for him, an inordinate amount of time sitting on the bench watching the other team's offense, because Colorado has possessed the football well enough.
Ben Kelly trying to stay loose and stay stretched. Charrington bangs ahead for about 4, maybe 5. Rodney Rideau made the tackle.
Colorado's got an 11-point lead in this ball game, but against a team like Oklahoma, they can put the ball in the air. A couple of big plays turn this around. Here's where a running game really works well in your favor, because it allows you to possess the football, run the clock. Even if you don't have success, the clock continues to run. Of course, incomplete pass, the clock stops.
Well, in the last 2 totes, Charrington got 18, and then he got 5 more. 2nd and 5. Here he comes again. Charrington battling like a guy who wants more playing time. He's getting it today because of an injury to Cortland Johnson, but now he's showing why they were so high on him when he first arrived in Boulder. 23-year-old from Los Angeles, one of 6 Buffalo players that's married. He and his wife Regina have a little boy, Elijah. And right now he's got something going. Picks up another 4-yard gain. It's 3rd down and a yard. 3rd time it's been 3rd and 1 today for Colorado. Charrington gonna have to stretch out to get that one. I don't think so. Roy Williams and Rocky Kalmus are there. And he's short, I'm pretty sure.
Now what Charrington didn't do on that play was just stick his head down and drive for that tough 1 yard.
Tried to kind of bounce it outside, and in bouncing he got bounced himself. And it's 4th down.
That's why you do all those squats, you know, and those shoulder work. You get in there, drop that shoulder, use those legs, you drive them back. I know they can do it. I was in there working out with those young guys.
Colorado,
they're tough.
5 of 12 on 4th down conversions this year. And they're going on 4th and 1. David Andrews, the fullback, will lead the way for Charrington. Unless Machete does it, and he does. He only needed a yard. He didn't get much more than that, but I think he's got a 1st down. Yes, he does. Machete, 1st down sneak.
I have no doubt that the offensive coordinator for Colorado, Tom Cable, said, my offensive line is winning the battle in the trench, blowing these guys off the line. They can give me the tough 1 yard.
Check in with Chip Tarkenton.
Well, Brad, there was absolutely no doubt that they were going to go for it on 4th down. Coach Gary Barnett did exactly go to the offensive folks. He said, what do y'all think? And he said, let's just go for it. Buckle it up and go. Why not? The offense is cooking.
Remember, Bedell at 1 guard and Johanningmeyer, the 2 guards, are the guys they look to go square up and block somebody. They did there to get the 1st down. Now Machete back to the air. He throws it away.
Good move.
Playing smart like Machete today. Daniel Graham, the tight end, is closest intended receiver, if you will.
Prior to that 1 pass, Colorado had run the ball 5 straight times. Just cold, hard, tough football.
2nd and 10. Mike Machete, 1 mistake. The interception. Other than that, a brilliant afternoon so far. Toss. Charrington, man, he tripped, or he might have been off to a big gainer. Down to the 31 he goes. Out to New York. To John Saunders we go. John.
Brad, Georgia Tech feeling they have a chance in the ACC if Florida State can stumble. Joe Hamilton doing what he can. 11 yards to Kelly Campbell. Hamilton looking good in the Heisman Trophy race, breaking the school record for touchdown passes at 52, 31-7.
Kelly Campbell for Georgia Tech. So many people worried about Des White, and Kelly Campbell, a sophomore who's played the majority of his year with a wired shut jaw, broken jaw. Just got those wires off this weekend. He's wired in the end zone there. Here's a throw to Stiggers. Flags down in the secondary, a couple of them. Stiggers has a first down, but the flags came from a strange spot about 30 yards away from the play.
And there's nobody around the flags.
Except the officials that threw them. Nobody else home over there.
12 men on the field.
That's why.
He's participating in the play. That's 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Well, I'll tell you, there 12 men on the field, people getting out there late. Oklahoma is a massive confusion at this moment.
So that penalty is going to give them a first down. Let's see where they walk it off to.
I'm very surprised, Brad. Oklahoma is playing like a team that just got a new coaching staff in at the beginning of the season. You know, they played such a great football game against Texas A&M. I'm just kind of wondering what the fall off is here.
Credit some of it, I guess, to the adjustments that Colorado may have made, but you're right, they've done a lot of it for themselves with the penalties, especially when you got too many guys out there. First down, just inside the 17-yard line. Play action. Machete rolls to the end zone and way over the head of everyone. Wow, collision back there. Two defensive backs. Rideau is down. I think there might be a spectator down as well. One of Ralphie's handlers, maybe. They hit that wall back there, and that is padded, but it's also cement underneath the padding. Rideau and Barty, they're both all right, I guess.
One of the difficulties of playing on this field is you always have to be acutely aware of where you are around the edges. There is little or no room for error in the ends of these end zones and on the sidelines.
You didn't have much room when you had to go uphill in the dog pound, did you?
Well, you know why they call it the dog pound.
I know what you're going to tell me. You and Stallworth.
Because John and I used to dog those corners and used to bark at them all day.
Oh boy. 10th. I'll make it 9th play of the drive. And it's an option. Flags down. Machete goes down at the line of scrimmage. That one's thrown in the general vicinity that maybe this might be a holding against Colorado. John Bible, our referee, that's the call. So that takes back a good chunk of what was just picked up by the illegal substitution penalty on Oklahoma.
Well, they're in a situation after they mark off the penalty. Well, they won't take the penalty.
So they're going to leave it 3rd down and 10.
Well,
that one you wonder, because if you stop them next time after they walk off the penalty, it makes the field goal anything but a chip shot. Not that it still would be, but we'll see what happens on 3rd and 10.
If Mike gets man coverage, he might try and go up top to his favorite.
They throw a screen back the other way. Oh, McCready just got blown up. And who do you figure it is? A guy who had 14 tackles in the first half, Rocky Kalmus. Oh, man. That kid can play.
Well, it wasn't man coverage or zone all the way. He reads the plays in the right position. Ooh. Boom, comes up. It's like nobody blocked him. You know, you run a screen like that, you have to look for guys like him. You know he's coming from somewhere.
This is a 33-yard field goal attempt by Jeremy Aldrich from the near hash. From 33, he just got it over the left upright. That was close. But the Sooners hold the Buffaloes to 3, and they lead 24-10.
Get into the zone. The ESPN Zone, the ultimate sports dining and entertainment experience. Eat great food, watch any game that you want, and compete in our sports arena. ESPN Zone. What more do you need? In Baltimore, visit the Zone at 601 East Pratt Street. In Chicago, on the corner of Ohio and Wabash. And in New York's Times Square on the corner of 42nd and Broadway. And coming soon, ESPN Zones in Atlanta and Washington, D.C.
football classics, Wednesdays at 9, only on ESPN Classic. Are you old school?
(24-10) now. Colorado, 7:10 left in the third quarter. Josh Heupel, a career-high day in interceptions, something he would like to forget. 3 already. In fact, Oklahoma, going back to the end of the second quarter, has turned it over 3 times in a row now. Aldridge, they just hit the field goal with the kick to Daniels at the goal line. Brandon Daniels, great kick return, man. Cut down as he crossed the 25. Ben Kelly was down there to make the tackle. Timeout with 6:54 remaining. Heupel back on the field when we come back.
I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. I am the heavyweight champion of the world. I am the warrior. I am the force to be reckoned with. I am ready. I am ready. I am the champion.
Holyfield versus Lewis, Saturday, November 13th, live on pay-per-view.
This is it. Let's do it.
It's Halloween in Detroit as the Lions meet the Buccaneers on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
And there, hanging in the middle of the room, was a bloody pitchfork and a note that read, "I'll see you at harvest time."
I told you that guy shouldn't have gone into the corn silo.
It's the Buccaneers against the Lions on ESPN Sunday Night Football. Coverage begins with NFL Prime Time at 7:30.
You call that scary? Give me the flashlight.
Last 3 drives, remember, to end the second quarter. Rashidi Barnes, an interception. Ben Kelly, 2 in this third quarter. That's the last 3 times the Sooners have had the football. Now they work from their own 27-yard line, and they're in a 2-touchdown hole now. Possible blitz from the secondary. Here comes Barnes. Heupel stands in. Incomplete. Intended for Andre Wolfo.
Ben Kelly, wearing number 1, has been doing everything he can to advance his cause and help his team. First, it's an interception that sets up a touchdown. Then he comes back, gives his team great field position, and in stopping Brendan Daniels in the battles of special teams, he comes in and makes a tackle on the kickoff.
He's playing up to his jersey number, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
2nd and 10 at the 27. Josh Heupel's hit only 2 of his last 9 passes. They fake the draw. Heupel, shovel pass inside. Daniels on the run. He's got a first down out to the 42-yard line. And let's go to John Saunders.
Brad, Penn State's been struggling with Illinois all afternoon. Rashard Casey in at quarterback here. Out of the pocket, little pump fake, and then 16 yards to Tony Stewart for the touchdown. A little bit of breathing room right now. 17-7 the lead. For more scores and stats, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network.
Illinois pulled the shocker on Michigan last week, hanging with the number 2 team in the land. Here, we've got Oklahoma and Colorado. And Colorado looking good, leading by 2 touchdowns. Somebody flinched on the left side. Al Basinger, I think, came out of his stance. And he looks at Heupel as if to say, Let's get the cadence all in the same plan here.
Brad, going back to the fact that Penn State's having a tough time against Illinois, I would be surprised if a team could come out of the Big Ten this year undefeated.
Yeah.
Undefeated. I mean, all the coaches in the Big Ten have done a great job in those programs at Illinois, Purdue, Minnesota, Michigan State. There is no easy game there anymore.
That's right.
Stoops wants to do the same thing with Oklahoma here.
Good point. 1st and 15. Heupel had a guy open and overshot him. That was Andre Wolfo, and he had a step or two on Kelly. Josh Heupel having kind of a tough day, Chip.
Well, what they did a moment ago running that little shuttle pass is to try to give him a little confidence because he's losing it. If you'll watch, he is really backpedaling in a hurry, and he's throwing the ball off balance almost every time. That last throw there that was long, he was off balance before he turned it loose. He's got to get on balance. Both feet got to be set for him to be effective.
You're talking about a guy completing 66% of his passes, and as you just saw those stats, I'm not a math guy, but that's under 50 for the day. 2nd and 15. He's going to run on a quarterback draw. Hadn't seen this before. He got back across the original line of scrimmage out to the 44-yard line where Damon Wheeler dropped him. But now it makes it a situation where maybe they have a shot picking up the first down.
Well, coaches are always trying to break tendency, and with Josh Heupel running the football, that's breaking a big tendency.
That's smashing it.
He's not the quickest guy in the world. He's a pretty good-sized guy. 6'2", 208 pounds.
He finally smiled last night and said, "It's not my strong suit running the football." 3rd down and 8. Here comes a blitz. They got him again, but he got rid of it. On the screen, 1st down, yes. Jarrell Jackson needed to get to the 47-yard line, and he got there. But Josh Heupel got nailed as he let go of it. Brady McDonald's the guy that got the heat on Heupel.
You watch him, he's coming through right here. There's pressure first by Robbie Robinson, then McDowell. He gets the ball off, but the pressure is critical here. We go back to what they told us last night. So they wanted to hit him to see if he could take the punishment. They hit him and sit on him, and he's still getting up.
He got away from that missile, Robinson, and then the tank ran him over. Rashidi Barnes, they just keep blitzing from the secondary, and that one paid off again. He's had a heck of a game, the senior out of Berkeley, California.
How fast is Rashidi Barnes? He's coming out of that secondary
perfectly timed, I'll tell you that.
Oh, absolutely perfectly timed. I mean, watch him. He comes in, he times it. Maybe part of the problem is Josh needs to change that cadence.
Yeah. He's got him timed up. Barnes has been a whirlwind. He's been like the Tasmanian devil in the Oklahoma backfield. Heupel slip screen this way to the 45. Curtis Fagan.
What we got, Rusty?
Going to bring up 3rd down at about 8 for the offensive coordinator Mike Leach, who's spent a long time with Hal Mumme. He's right behind Cale Gundy. There's Mike with the black shirt on, the offensive coordinator. He was with Hal Mumme at Kentucky and before that Valdosta State. And this is the high-powered offense that has helped those two programs. Right now they need all the power they can get. He just did change the cadence, and now he backs out and will work from the shotgun. Nope, back under center. Gonna have to hurry. Heupel, the slant incomplete, intended for Jarrell Jackson again.
Nate Wright, number 25, who's been having an excellent afternoon. Some key stops of his own. Gets a hand on that ball, tips it up in the air.
Forces a punting situation. Keep in mind, for Oklahoma, punting situation doesn't always mean a punt's coming. That's Jeff Ferguson. Seth Luttrell is in the middle of a trio right there at midfield. He's the guy that calls the snap signals. He's also the guy that ran 41 yards for a first down on punt formation last week. They've got him backed out, though, as they will snap it to Ferguson, and he is going to throw this time. Lofts it out for the tight end. He made the catch. Chris Hammonds. Penalty marker down, but Hammonds has what would be a first down unless there's somebody illegally downfield.
And that would be a shame on such a gutsy call. And a great catch by Chris Hammonds.
On 4th down and 8. Now the officials talk it over again. It's the second fake punt of the year. It would be successful, but it is an illegal man downfield, exactly what we called, and that negates a first down.
Now Chris Hammonds makes a great catch on this play. No gimme by any stretch of the imagination. And we were at Thursday's practice, and we were watching Colorado go through some special teams, and they got a little lax, turned their back, and allowed the scout team to run a big gimmicky play like this on them. And Barnett went right over that special teams, and he pulled them up, and he told them all, says, we're not going to have any of this. This team will run some kind of trick play. They'll fake a punt. They'll fake a field goal. We have to be ready for it. It could be the difference in the ballgame.
Now it's 4th down and 13. Line of scrimmage is midfield. You don't anticipate they'd pull 2 in a row here. Ben Kelly waiting back at the 10-yard line. They will punt. High kick. Bounces at the 20. And out of bounds. Downed actually at about the 18-yard line. So Colorado with a 2-touchdown lead and the football when we come back.
Do you want to know when the games begin? Tune to ESPN Now for a complete guide to all sports on television. You get continuously updated schedule information so you know exactly what's on when. Plus, get live sports and news headlines from ESPN.com and the Go Network. If you want to know what the latest sports news is and where the games are, the place to be is ESPN Now. ESPN Now. It's where sports fans go first for sports. To get ESPN Now, call your cable company.
Hey, my name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. Yeah, so I'm on ESPN.com. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what .com stands for. Well, Dot is short for Dorothy, the Bambino's second daughter. And Com, short for Comiskey Park, where Dorothy sat in seat 7H, and the Bambino hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning to win the first All-Star game back in '33. Hence .com.
Colorado at home pulling a bit of a surprise 24-10 with 3:22 left 3rd quarter. The story of this one, the quarterback comparison, so much hype on Josh Heupel coming into this one, and he has struggled. He's been hit, he's been sacked, he's been rattled. It's been Mike Machete coming back from a week off after the concussion, and he has been very crystal clear with his focus, with the exception of one bad pass. He's led Colorado this 2-touchdown lead. They've got the ball back at the 18-yard line. Play action. Machete on a bootleg. Throws across his body. First down. Out to the 30-yard line. Roman Hollowell. Great plays by great quarterbacks. I think we've got one coming up from John Saunders. John?
Indeed, Brad, in the Burger King play of the day. Rashard Casey, a quarterback for Penn State, going to pass. No, I guess I'm not. 1 hand, 2, 3, 4, 5 hands on him in the backfield, and he turns it into a touchdown of 34 yards. A tremendous run by Casey. That's your Burger King play of the day, Brad.
First down here at the 31 for Colorado. Option. Machete took a big hit. Rocky Kelms.
Should have been an option.
That guy's a heat-seeking missile, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
How many tackles does he have today?
He hasn't
14 at halftime.
He has not slowed down. He moves all over the field. I guess he still knows what an option looks like.
I think so, even though they don't have to play against it as much anymore.
He doesn't see it at all at practice.
19 tackles swallowed, and we still have a quarter to go. Second down, a long 10. Machete Three-step drop. Gonna loft one out here. Incomplete, intended for Cedric Cormier. With 2:19 remaining in the third quarter. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Nike. Dell Computer, pioneering direct internet ideas for your business. Be direct. Dell. And Burger King, when you have it your way, it just tastes better. Buffalo at the Flatirons, and a beautiful look of the crystal clear blue skies we have on this late October Saturday. And Gary Barnett's got his team in front by 2 touchdowns with 2:19 to go, third quarter. Machete, quick drop over the middle. Minardi makes the catch, but it's well short of the first down. And Colorado will have to give it up. So Oklahoma's defense does its job, courtesy of Calmus and company, and they force the punt.
Colorado protecting the football on that last drive a little bit more than really trying to go after it.
Darrell Jackson, remember the first time he touched it today, he went 54 yards on a punt return. Boy, would he like another one of those right here. Nick Peach to punt. Nice kick again. Jackson backpedals all the way to the 12. Got past the first 2 and slipped on his own and goes down at the 15-yard line with 1:30 remaining in the third quarter. Going to have this kind of offense. This is a time to have it. Trailing by 2 touchdowns. Complete. Trent Smith, the tight end. And he just carrying people with him. He picks up 11 or 12 and a first down as we pick up John Saunders in New York. John?
Brad, Joe Hamilton, people who like him for the Heisman Trophy, seeing a good day today. 39 yards, hooking up with Kelly Campbell, who somehow was wide open to the end zone for the touchdown. Georgia Tech is rolling over NC State. Keep in mind, a Florida State loss would change things in the ACC. Brad.
Coach Heisman coach there, but Georgia Tech still looking for a Heisman winner. Joe's putting on a show. Ron Dane had a good game today. The 28-yard line. Josh Heupel not worried about Heismans. He's worried about first downs and points. They go to the ground. Skinner out across the 35 to about the 36. And we're under a minute in the third quarter. Longest run of the day, excuse me, Swanee, for Oklahoma. That just shows you the ground attack, not much there.
Well, they've got second down. They've got about long three for a first down. Their key is to stay out of that third and long situation.
Final 30 seconds, third quarter. Heupel, dual wideouts to each side. Now changing the play. 4 on the play clock. Trying to throw the screen out there, and he got it to Jackson. Jackson broke a tackle. Midfield. He might go. Jackson with Ben Kelly chasing. Brought down. Not by Kelly, but Nate Wright saved a touchdown.
Huge play for Oklahoma. Josh Heupel in the face of a blitz. Able to get it out to Jarrell Jackson. Gets a good block on the outside by Brendan Daniels. Then Fonzalane on the inside. But look at Nate Wright. Sophomore not giving up. He's made key stops all day. Stays with it. Stops him short of a touchdown.
And that ends the third quarter. A big way to end the third quarter for Oklahoma. They're still very much in the football game, trailing 24-10. Lynn Swan, Chip Tarkenton with you, Folsom Field. It's a little Saturday afternoon fever, I guess. Seth Luttrell fighting for 2 or 3. Fred Jones and Jay Sean Sykes hit on the tackle.
I thought she was calling for a date.
Was that a she or a he?
I couldn't tell.
Pick up a 2 at 2nd down and 8. 10 times of their 14 rushing attempts, no gain or a loss. That time they got 2. Still 2nd down and 8. 2 tight ends this time. 2 wideouts. And Luttrell flanking Heupel in the gun. Colorado's got everybody up close. They're going to bring the pressure. Heupel's going to throw the fade to Jackson. Doesn't get there. Ben Kelly covering. Number 1 playing against number 1. He says, bring it on.
Kelly's all over him. Of course, Kelly said he stopped talking to people. Stopped talking to wide receivers. He's all over them right here. Playing them. But he did not grab them.
Good coverage.
Excellent all the way. Actually trying to be a little careful at the end.
2 big play performers. Kelly's got 2 interceptions today. Jackson with a punt return on that long pass reception has Oklahoma still in the game. Blitz from the safety spot. Incomplete, almost picked off by Rashidi Barnes. I tell you, Robbie Robinson has been a thorn in Josh Heupel's backside all day, number 18.
Oh, they're coming from all over the place. And Colorado plays man coverage extremely well. Look at the pressure from the inside. He's thrown to an area where there's not a single receiver, unless you want to count one lonely receiver kind of trailing the play.
Oklahoma's going for it, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Huge play at the Colorado 12-yard line. Trips to the near side. Smith, the tight end, to the top of your screen. Daniels in motion. Here comes a blitz again. Heupel stands in to the corner. Penalty marker. I think we're going to have defensive holding at about the 2-yard line on Terrence Wood. He and Kelly got wrapped up with Jarrell Jackson at the 2-yard line.
Again, pressure on Heupel.
Should be an automatic first down unless we miss our guess.
See it right here. As we hear the call, holding. An automatic first down.
This will give us the look.
Look at all the receivers coming across, just creating a lot of traffic, a lot of havoc. The ball's in the air. It's just, when you run those kind of crossing routes, if one guy's not going to break open, usually somebody's going to just get rubbed off and bumped off, and the ball's in the air, it's pass interference. You either make the catch or you get the call.
So Oklahoma got what they needed. The first down by penalty. And it's 1st and goal at the Buffalo 6. Heupel, shovel pass to Skinner, touchdown. Reggie Skinner on the shovel pass from 6 yards out, and Oklahoma's right back in the thick of the game.
Scoop said you have to teach your team how to win, how to develop a winning attitude. They played 2 games that they lost. Teams came back after they had a lead, beat them. I think they've learned from the experience that you can come back.
Duncan's extra point is up and good. We've got a 1-touchdown football game with 14:02 left. Colorado still in front. So it came on that reception by Jarrell Jackson, but it was Skinner from 6 yards out on the shovel pass from Heupel for the score. It's 24-17. Tim Duncan's kick. Ben Kelly says, let's get out of the way, guys. Touchback. Colorado will work from its own 20. They trailed 3-0 in our game summary before Mike Machete hooked up with Marcus Stiggers from 14 yards for the touchdown. 7-3 Colorado. Luttrell came back to give the Sooners the lead. Then Javon Green goes 49 yards for a Colorado score. And moments into the 3rd quarter, an interception by Ben Kelly, but the shovel pass just minutes ago by Reggie Skinner has Heupel still in the hunt. The left-hander struggled today, 3 interceptions, but that touchdown on the shovel pass has it a 7-point game. Machete on a bootleg. Stops in his tracks, now he'll keep it. Reverses his field, finds some blockers. Mike Machete across the 30, 40, spins out to the 43-yard line. That's probably the best run of Mike Machetti's Colorado career. Even he's a little wide-eyed about it.
Well, no, I bet you his eyes were wide open as he went down that field. He scrambles. He's giving himself some time, looking downfield. Now, right here, I'm thinking he should just go forward. Look at the wall. Looks like a punt return now. He's headed down the field. Is he going to cut to the left out of bounds? No. He cuts inside. What's wrong with that guy?
I think he ran out of gas a little bit myself. Here's a give back to a more conventional way to gain yards on the ground. Sherrington gets it to the 46, and we get it to John Saunders in New York.
Navy had lost 35 straight games to the Irish, but they were leading when Jarius Jackson scrambles and just a little soft toss to Jay Johnson inside the 5. He does the rest of the work. They get 36 straight for the Irish over Navy and 4 straight overall in the season. They're now 5-3, but a close one. Brad, back to you.
The man down is Cornelius Burton, one of the defensive captains, a senior out of Houston, Texas. He got caught up in the middle of that run play. Mike Machetti takes a break. We'll take one as well. 13:15 remaining in regulation.
Oh, Jackson.
The snake does it again. Touchdown, Nebraska. I don't believe it.
College Football Classics, Wednesdays at 9, only on ESPN Classic. Are you old school?
I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. I am the heavyweight champion of the world. I am the warrior. 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 I am the force to be reckoned with. I am ready. I am ready. I am the champion.
Holyfield versus Lewis, Saturday, November 13th, live on pay-per-view.
This is it. Let's do it.
Cornelius Burton still down. It's 24-17 Colorado with 13:15 remaining in the ball game. Both these teams trying to stay in the hunt in the Big 12 standings. Kansas State has won today, as has Texas, surviving on a late field goal in the final seconds to beat Iowa State. So you see they're atop the respective North and South divisions. Colorado trying to keep within a game. Oklahoma likewise trying to stay right in there in the South. And of course both these teams right now are thinking about putting back their programs to the point where they can make a bowl game. This last week's game, though it was a win, 16-12 over Iowa State, it was Zach Colvin at the controls, and he said he felt very, very helpless not being able to help his team in that game. He's helped his team tremendously in this game, and he talked to us about the importance of this particular Saturday afternoon.
I think this is one of the biggest games in the past few years where it actually means something. I mean, the Big 12 championship's still on the line, so we have Oklahoma at home. I mean, this is what you play college football for. So what we want to prove is that we can win a big game, and Saturday, beating Oklahoma, I think would prove that.
So far proving it, but a long ways to go, and both teams concerned now looking on as you look at the numbers for Mike Machetti, who just had that 23-yard run to give his team a first down. They've got a second down coming up. 263 throwing and a couple of touchdowns. They continue to work on Cornelius Burton. We'll check on him when we come back. A timeout with an injury. 13:15 remaining in the fourth quarter in this football game, and the concern on the sidelines for both teams and everyone of 48,000 plus, including us here in the booth, is right now for Cornelius Burton, senior defensive co-captain.
That's Burton there, circled there, and And we'll try and see exactly what happens to him. Just playing head up. He takes a shot and then falls in, actually in the wake of a few people moving away from him. He's got him down on the field, and just so people at home understand, we've seen him move both of his legs. What they do in all sports today, if there's what they think might be a head or a neck or a back injury, they take every precaution they can. Does not mean that it is a serious injury, but they just want to be extremely careful that if it is, they want to isolate the neck and the back. They'll put the collar around them. They'll put the board out there. They'll put them on the stretcher and take them home.
Walter and Linda Burton, Cornelius' parents, I think they're at the game. I believe they've talked maybe to Chip. Chip, you have anything?
Yeah, actually, the coaches told the Burtons, both of them came down on the field as soon as the injury took place, and they told him that he's moving both of his legs, so they tried to be more positive. Of course, there's nothing that we can tell any further than that, but they were trying to be positive about it, and I guess we're taking that as a positive sign that he was moving both legs.
All right, as his head coach, Bob Stoops, looks on, obvious concern on his face, and we'll try to get another update when we come back. I thought somebody asked you the other day, did you give him any tips? And you said yes. And what the question was is, did he give you any tips?
Yes.
And I almost had a heart attack right there.
Wait a minute. I would never try to tell Tiger Woods or any professional golfer how to play. But I would take every tip I could get. He gave me a couple. I'm going to go home and work on them.
He's working on your putting game. I know
next
that.
spring.
Yeah, that's right. Second down and 7. As Colorado's offense has it at the 46-yard line. They lead 24-17. And right now the holdup just for the past couple seconds is that they have gotten Cornelius Burton over to the ambulance, and they have to get the ambulance cleared across that part of what is actually AstroTurf down there near the surface, and on his way to a hospital where we hope we can get you a report on Cornelius updated. Rocky Kalmus, his teammate, who has been the leading tackler today with 19 tackles, and the rest of his teammates, that's Darrell Bright, who will take Cornelius' spot at left defensive end, and all the folks here also looking down, and everybody praying that everything will be all right. So at the 46-yard line, Colorado had a lead of 2 touchdowns until Oklahoma took it 84 yards, highlighted by Josh Heupel's pass to Jarrell Jackson of 50 yards. That got him down close, and then the 6-yard shovel pass to Reggie Skinner put Oklahoma back in this football game. They still trail by 7, and their defense now, minus one of their captains, is going to have to come up and make a stop or two here.
You're going to see a fresh and well-rested Colorado offense because of the long break we've had, stepping back onto the football field.
Sooners came into this one giving up 356 yards a game defensively. Last week they shut down Texas A&M on the ground, and as the ambulance pulls off, you know that Colorado would love to go to a ground game to try to ice this one away, but now it's just a 1-touchdown game. Here's Charrington on the ground, and he busts out and got a first down. Great second effort by Dwayne Charrington, the senior out of Santa Ana, California.
Jeremy Wilson, guest number 96, got up slow, taking a little contact on that play.
So now Colorado can use a little bit of clock. They've got it down to the Sooner 44-yard line. Two wide receivers, Stiggers and Cormier to the near side. That's Stiggers back in motion toward the ball. End around to Stiggers. Nobody home back there. 40. 40. Puts on the burners. He's knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. You could see that one coming, perfectly timed. And Marcus Stiggers takes off for another first down.
During the first half, they faked this handoff to Stiggers at least a good 3 or 4 times. This time they give him the ball. I'll tell you, if he had another half yard right there with that 4-1 speed, he's gone. But Mike Woods, number 2, does a good job to get him out of bounds.
And Marcus says, I got a touchdown early to give us the lead. Now I got us another first down, and it's at the 26-yard line. The toss to Charrington. Behind his fullback Andrews, and he cuts in behind it and picked up a couple. Let's check in with Chip again.
Brad, let me tell you what took place with Cornelius Burton. They took him off the field. He was feeling extreme pain in his shoulder, his arm, and his neck on the right side. They had a little swelling there. They took the face mask off, left the helmet on, immobilized his upper body. They think it was positive because his legs, he was able to move his legs. He could move his hands, but they're doing this as a precautionary measure. They're very, very concerned about the pain that he was feeling up in the upper neck and in the upper part of his arm.
All right, Chip, thanks. Like the situation somewhat with Michael Irvin in Dallas earlier this year. Crossing pattern, Daniel Graham, the tight end. Boy's been a big target today, and I think he's got another first down just outside the 15. This kid's going to get better and better and better.
Graham's only a sophomore. He's 6'3", 235 pounds. Came in this ball game with 2 touchdowns. You see him coming across. I like his concentration. He gets that body in front of the ball, just looks it square into his hands, and takes a shot. But he's got the first down.
Daniel, he's got good bloodlines too. His dad Tom still holds the Oregon record for tackles. Played with the Denver Broncos in the NFL. And
you're talking Tom Graham.
That's right.
He tried to recruit me to Oregon.
Toss to Charrington. Charrington's had a good game in relief of Cortland Johnson. In fact, he's closing in on 60 yards on the ground so far today. Coming up next Saturday, a lot of you will see Eric Crouch and Nebraska. 9th-ranked Cornhuskers against number 18 Texas A&M in a Big 12 battle. Other regional action, the Big 10, the ACC, and the Pac-10. It's all next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC. Check the local listings for the game in your area. Call your cable operator, DirecTV, or Dish Network for all the games on pay-per-view. We're down to 10:42 remaining in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 9, the 8th play of the Colorado drive. Machete rolls, throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Graham. We just talked about him moments ago. And Daniel Graham is getting better with every snap. 14-yard touchdown.
He just finds a nice open hole. Comes around the big tight ends, a great target. You see him just moving downfield to the left, and he stops, he circles back. Right there.
Aldridge extra point is good. Under 10.5 minutes, Mike Machete, 3 touchdown performance today. And Machete rolls, scans the field, and finds his tight end. Touchdown, Buffalo. 117. Go Buffs. They just went in the end zone again. Career high day for Daniel Graham. His twin brother, Josh, will be enrolling next semester here at Colorado. He's played halfback, fullback, tight end. I think he's found his spot. High pooch kick. And it's going to go out of bounds, so Oklahoma will get to start from the 35-yard line. And now they know they need 2 touchdowns again. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by the new Impala by Chevrolet. Let's go for a drive. Ameritrade, believe in yourself. Applebee's, you belong at Applebee's. And Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. The Continental Divide. The divide in this game has become 2 touchdowns again.
Well, it's not to take anything away from Colorado, but certainly after the injury to Cornelius Burton, the defense of Oklahoma was obviously a little bit down.
This is a perfect kind of offense, though, to come back and get right back in the hunt. They'll hand it off to Daniels. Brandon Daniels looking for the corner, and Fred Jones said, That kid's had a good game. 2 sacks, tackle on a very speedy wide receiver right there. Pick up a bowling a yard.
Well, Bob Stoops is up against it. Pretty tough ball game that the defensive coordinators for Colorado have put together.
Colorado's got some tough sledding ahead with their remaining schedule, so they knew how absolutely vital this game was. Their fans have been backing them today, too. It's noisy here at Folsom Field. Here's a throw out to Daniels. What a nice move. on Wheeler. Wheeler stays with him, but he has to ride him down at midfield after a pickup of 14. Coming up next for Colorado, number 6 Kansas State, a winner today. Then Baylor, and then number 9 Nebraska to end the regular season. That is not exactly an easy 3 games in November.
Hello.
First down midfield for the Sooners. Here comes Rashidi Barnes again. Slip screen in and out of the hands of Jarrell Jackson. Oklahoma starting to get the blitz timed out a little bit, but they couldn't connect there. Coming up tomorrow on ABC, don't miss season premiere of the Grand Prix of figure skating. Road to the Gold begins as the world's top Olympic eligible skaters compete in the first of 6 events. Headlining the field, the National Car Rental Skate America, Michelle Kwan. 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, 3 o'clock Pacific on ABC. Second down at 10. Heupel gets a straight 4-man rush for the first time in a while. Now in trouble anyway. Wasn't sacked because he got back across the line of scrimmage. That's where Jesse Warren dropped him after a gain of 1. It's 3rd and 9.
But that time, after feeling the pressure and realizing he wasn't going to be able to get the ball off, instead of just moving from side to side, what Heupel did was just move forward, tried to pick up a little yardage as best he could. 13 hits on the day.
Remember, he'd only suffered 8 sacks in 6 games coming into this one. He's been sacked 3 times, and as you saw, hit repeatedly. 3rd and 9. Play action for Heupel. Throws deep on the sideline, and somebody broke off a route. That one is nowhere near anyone. Trent Smith was the wide receiver, and Andre Wolfolk was streaking down the sideline. I don't really know who the intended receiver was.
Well, he either was throwing it away or he thought the receiver was going to break off that route and come underneath.
Well, OU's got to go for it here, Swanee. They're down to 8:45. They're down 2 touchdowns, and you don't know how many times they're going to get it back.
Another gutsy call.
4th down and 9. Got to have this one. Here they come. Heupel stands, throws for Jackson. He's there. He's got it. Flag down. Touchdown, OU.
Well, this takes 1-on-1 to an all-time high.
I think the flag's on Ben Kelly for interference. It'll still be a touchdown unless something else happened in the middle of the field.
A terrific matchup. 1-on-1. Man-to-man coverage, number 1 versus number 1. Little stutter move. He's got a cushion. Now it's just speed, and he's got the position. An excellent thrown pass on the money, gives him an opportunity to make the catch. He throws this ball a little shorter. Kelly's got a play on it. Right here, Jackson goes straight up, makes a catch, and great focus just to keep running into that end zone.
Patrick Fletcher to hold, Tim Duncan to kick. Career high day for Jarrell Jackson, and boy, have they needed him. As a punt returner, as a wide receiver, he's done it all. And on 4th down and 9, they went 49 for a touchdown.
You know, Ben Kelly has had some great help this afternoon in terms of the defensive line and linebackers are blitzing. They've gotten to Josh Heupel. They put pressure on, and he hasn't had time to throw the football. That's the way it's supposed to work. Well, this was one play. The pressure didn't get to him. The offensive line for Oklahoma held him out, and he had to cover a longer period of time, something he hasn't had to do a whole lot of this afternoon. And Jackson just had enough speed, got the position, was able to beat him.
There's his career high days. 6 catches, 141 yards, and a touchdown. He also had a 50-yarder in there that set up another score, and a long punt return as well. And a great day for Jackson. The day not over for Bob Stoops. Looks up at that scoreboard and says, man, we're still 7 down with 8:37 left.
Coach Leach, offensive coordinator, is in there talking to his guys. Most of his receivers. Most of his receivers were running backs or defensive backs. Not a lot of them were pure receivers.
Duncan's kick. Kelly from the goal line. Here's one of the top return guys in the country. Tripped up, though, as he crossed the 20-yard line. Nice job down there by Michael Jackson to make the hit on the special teams. Well, Bob Stoops has been talking all year about putting Oklahoma football back together, but more importantly, taking his group that he doesn't know that well and teaching them how to know how to win.
Our players, I believe, do go in very confidently into our games and really have all season, expecting success, expecting to win. And we've had to learn, though, how to do it for 4 quarters, how to keep the intensity, and how to close the deal and make the plays in the 4th quarter and then, late in the game that make the difference.
They make a nice play there defensively on the option to bring down Charrington right at the line of scrimmage. A penalty marker down on the play. And it is going to be holding against Colorado.
Well, it was thrown in the area of a 6'4", 295 redshirt freshman tackle by the name of Justin Bates, wearing number 77.
And Gary Barnett says, I'm sending him to the Bates Motel when this one's over.
On Halloween weekend, not a good idea.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards, remains down.
What Colorado can't afford to do now is back itself up. They're back at their 12-yard line. This is a 1-touchdown game. And you know that the Sooners now, if they can come up with a couple big plays defensively, are going to get the football back.
Football in very many ways in the 4th quarter is like that 4th day of golf. A lot can happen in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd day, but in the 4th day, you just want to give yourself a chance to win. And this is what you need to do in the 4th quarter of a football game.
Machete, 3-step drop, got a man wide open. Midfield, Javon Green, he will go. Touchdown, Colorado.
The defensive back on the play falls down, Brad. A mistake, critical mistake. Javon Green's right there to take advantage of it.
Quick strike offense by Colorado, and everyone was expecting them to be a little more conservative. Jeremy Aldrich with a point after. It's good. Every time the Sooners have pushed them, Colorado's had an answer, Swanee.
There's a bell in this round. Jab, 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 and the knockout punch. That's what they're going for. It's a pass. You see right over there, number 4, Pee Wee Woods, just falls down. And Javon Green just makes a catch and runs down the field.
That's his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. Earlier from 49. This one from 88 yards away. And just outruns Rideau the last 20.
You can have great plays by design, but in a football game, a team is going to give you some opportunities because they'll make a mistake.
Right.
Something will just go wrong. The key is you have to be able to see the mistake and take advantage of it. That time the pass is going, Machete finds a man, he falls down, he gets him the ball, you get the big play.
Machete's only thrown one bad pass all day, and you can see that's on the right-hand side there. An overthrown ball that he shouldn't have thrown, but other than that, boy, he's been something. So now it's a 2-touchdown deficit again, as Oklahoma can't get over that hump. Let's see if Aldrich leaves it somewhere for Jarrell Jackson or Brandon Daniels to return. I'm sure he doesn't want to. Nope. High pooch kick. Fair catch called for and taken at about the 28. Seth Luttrell, the up man, takes it. And Josh Heupel comes out knowing that his left arm is not done today. The VCS standings coming into the day. Florida State plays tonight. Penn State won today. Virginia Tech in the 3 spot. Tennessee, Kansas State a winner today. Florida and Georgia still playing the last time we checked. Nebraska, Georgia Tech a winner. Wisconsin and Texas also a winner today. So those were the top 10 in the Bowl Championship Series that came out for the first time this week. It all culminates the Nokia Sugar Bowl on January 4th for all the marbles right here on ABC. Pass intended for Brandon Daniels, and Brady McDonald is the guy that broke that up.
McDonald just gets those hands up. He's a good ways away, but he's closer to the receiver than he is to the quarterback.
Comes from a little town in western South Dakota, Quinn, South Dakota, population 75, and Brady's 2 of those people. He counts for 2. 50th pass attempt of the day for Heupel. Coming up. Stands in. Goes deep on the sideline. Incomplete over the hands of Trent Smith, his intended receiver. Nate Wright was covering. Oklahoma running out of time and chances. 3rd and 10.
Colorado's had some injuries in that secondary. Michael Lewis, bruised ankle. Donald Strickland, sprained shoulder, couldn't play. They've asked a number of people to step up against a pass offense. Nate Wright, Terrence Wood, and Nate Wright especially has been outstanding.
It's been a long 3rd down situations all day, and with them, only 3 of 12. Here comes a blitz. Long ball. Daniels had a man beat, but the pass too deep. Terrence Wood, pretty good coverage.
Good coverage, but again, it's the pressure on Heupel, throwing his timing off, forcing him to throw the ball a lot sooner. I think he would have rather have gotten back in that pocket and taken a nice, comfortable step up. But the pressure's been so great, he can't do it. And right there is Terrence Wood, 23, from Reardon High School.
4th and 10. They got a 4th and 9 last time and got a touchdown pass. Boy, would they love for Lightning to strike twice. Heupel waits, has it hit again, and it's tipped and it's intercepted. Picked off this time by Damon Wheeler. Brady McDonald got a hand on it. Wheeler took it out of the air. That's the 4th interception of the day.
Now Brady McDonald, number 82, is doing his share. 6 feet 4 inches tall, and a long arm span. There it is, right there. Just grabs him from behind, pops it up. It's a hot potato.
Wheeler with a one-man tip drill there, Swanee. 4th interception suffered by Josh Heupel, accounting for all of Oklahoma's turnovers. Now Colorado would like to put something together on the ground in the last 7.5 minutes and put this one in the win column. Down to the 35. Charrington. 4 interceptions by Heupel today, and on the other side, Mike Machete. First Marcus Stiggers, 14 yards to give him the lead. Then the hit. Javon Green, and Javon Green goes the rest of the way, 49 yards. Machete to his tight end Daniel Graham, and just moments ago lofts it out there. Javon Green takes it 88 yards for a touchdown, and that makes 374 yards throwing the football.
In control, letting the system do the work for him.
Yep, that's what you said coming in.
Taking what the defense would give him.
The toss, Charrington. Nice job stretching it out by the OU defense. William Barty from the secondary made the stop. And a loss on the play will bring up a 3rd down at about 12. But it's going to be right around 6 minutes the next snap. Time is an enemy of the Oklahoma Sooners. And they know they need a defensive stop here. You can forget about it.
Barnett's team has played extremely well. The offensive line, controlling that line of scrimmage.
Empty backfield. 3rd down and a dozen. Machete, quarterback draw. Gets past the umpire, uses him for a block. Torrance Marshall drops him at the 30-yard line, about 3 yards short of the 1st down.
You know, I like Mike Machete. I like the kind of ball game he's playing this afternoon, in control. Again, you know, the one mistake in the play selection in terms of a pass he threw. The only criticism I might have is not a criticism. I think it's part of his personality when he runs the ball and takes off, is that he doesn't protect himself enough. This team needs him to protect himself. Zach Colvin came in last week, won a game for him, but they don't want to have to rely on him this soon.
If Aldridge can hit this kick, it would probably ice this game. The trouble is, if somebody gets a hand on it, Oklahoma could go the other way and be right back in the football game. 47-yard attempt. Kick on the way. No good. So Oklahoma still has life with 5:16 remaining. The Sooners trail the Buffaloes 38-24. Brad Nessler with you. 38-24 with 5:16 left in the ball game. Buffaloes fans cheering on their team, hoping that they can go 4-1 in conference play. And Oklahoma looking for a miracle finish now. Penalty markers down. And
False start on the
Might be on
offense.
the
5
center,
yards.
I think.
Remains first down.
Penalties have killed Oklahoma today.
They have. It backs them up, makes it 1st and 15. And before they get to a 3rd down situation, Brad, they've had 3rd down attempts 13 times. Their shortest 3rd average attempt, 7 yards.
Wow. Can't get yourself in that kind of predicament. Here's a 1st and 15. 9th penalty today on that last flag. Heupel. Here's the shovel to Daniels, and he gets back the 5 yards they lost by penalty. But now they're down to 5 minutes as well. The Dell Game Solution updates. We talked about the 2 quarterbacks coming in. 317 yards sounds good for Josh Heupel, but the 4 interceptions is a career high, whereas Mike Michelle's been very efficient with his 374 and 4 scoring tosses. 2 to Green, 1 to Graham, 1 to Stiggers. Heupel behind his intended receiver, Jarrell Jackson.
On that last play, Brad, Ja'Shawn Sykes, the linebacker, hurt himself. You see him, he's hobbling off the field, holding his arm right now, like he got a little sting on that last play. It's a good thing they didn't go after him, because he acted like he couldn't lift his right hand.
Yep, he's trying to shake it off over there, so he's got some numbness going on in the right arm. He comes out 3rd and 10. Extra DBs in there, obviously. Try to prevent the 1st down by the Sooners. Heupel deep middle. Oh, what would have been a great catch. Curtis Fagan just couldn't hold. He stuck out a left arm, got a hand on it. It was Terrence Wood covering again.
I'll tell you, Vince Okro is a co-defensive coordinator with Tom McMahon. They have put together a remarkable game plan here. Late here in the 4th quarter, they refuse to be passive. They're still going after the quarterback, forcing him to throw the ball faster. Terrence Wood, number 23, comes in. He's making great plays in a difficult situation.
Fourth down and 10, Oklahoma. They've been forced to go on 4th down several times here in this half. Heupel with time. Deep again for Fagan. Off. The defender, Rashidi Barnes, incomplete. Colorado takes over. This secondary's played a whale of a game, and give credit to the guys up front for helping them out.
Absolutely. Rashidi Barnes has been blitzing, and he's been covering. You see 23 Wood there. You see Barnes right there. You see Fagan going up. Fagan has a chance to make the catch here. Just one hand in there. That's all Rashidi Barnes needed to break up that 4th down play and give Colorado their ball on their 31-yard line.
On the ground, Carrington bounces it outside. Now he wants to stay in bounds, but he doesn't. That's about the only thing they should try to do now, is eat the clock away. With 4:26, the clock stopped. Folsom Field, where about 49,000 have watched Colorado quite possibly play its best game of the year. 38-24, an up and down season. And remember, they have a decade of a jinx on Oklahoma. 7-0-1 in the last 8 outings against the Sooners. This was a day that most Oklahoma fans and a lot of people around the country felt that Oklahoma would get a little bit of revenge and get that first win against Colorado since '88, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. Carrington behind his blockers. Cuts inside. Tough run. Down to the 25.
And inbounds.
And inbounds. And here's a timeout being utilized by Oklahoma. Next Saturday, many of you will see Nebraska. Eric Crouch and company. And the number 9 Cornhuskers will take on the Aggies. The Big Ten, Wisconsin, Purdue, Georgia Tech against Virginia in the ACC. One of those 2 Pac-10 games. That's next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC Sports, home of the Bowl Championship Series.
And then there are a lot of people here that just remind me of my old neighborhood in California. I'm sitting here looking at Graham play and thinking about his dad, Tom, up at Oregon. He recruited me to Oregon when Dan Fouts was up there. And
home week.
Yeah, he gave me a concussion when we played against him in San Diego.
That was not a nice thing.
That was not a nice thing. And then there's Terrence Wood, number 23. You know, his grandfather's Willie Wood, Green Bay Packers. But Terrence went to Reardon High School. which is in the West Catholic Athletic League in California, where Dan Fouch and I played our high school football.
You talked about
Tom Brady's from Sarah High School in that same league.
Talk about Terrence Wood and Nate Wright Jr., who the coaches for Colorado said, you know, if we knew they were very good, they'd already be starting. We don't know if they can handle it under fire against an offense like this. You know what? They've handled the fire, and both those kids are going to be a lot better football player in the next 4 minutes than they were coming into this game. I think they played very, very well.
In a tough ball game.
A tough ball game. Tough situation against a high-powered passing offense.
And it's not like it's spot play. I mean, Colorado's defense has been playing a dime package all afternoon.
Here's a third down situation for Mike Machete. 3rd and 4. Spread out all over the field. This has quarterback draw written on it. No, it doesn't. It has his tight end written on it. Graham, a career high 6 catches. And that's a first down. Rocky Calmus made another tackle. But the big tight end, and he's going to become more and more part of this offense, you can bet.
It becomes more part of the offense. He's allowed the quarterback to control the ball a good deal more with short passes. He's making himself, in the eyes of the quarterback, a sure-handed target that you don't have to take a lot of chances with, and he can keep drives alive for you.
So now Colorado taking as much time as possible as the clock ticks, that is, inside 4 minutes. They're going to use all the clock they can. Down to 2 before Machete gives it off to Cherokee. Whoa, he almost broke that one. Had a cutback lane.
Yeah, he had a big lane that he could have cut back to.
Time permitting. Don't forget, stick around for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report featuring scores and highlights from across the country. And here's some of the gang that'll be watching the Thrifty Car Rental postgame show.
I'm going to get home tomorrow night. They're going to go trick-or-treating in my neighborhood Sunday and take the 3-year-old and the 20-month-old out to go.
You got some Power Rangers on your hands, don't you?
Got some Power Rangers, and one little boy's going to be a Fred Flintstone.
All right. Machete, Carrington down to about the 12. Washington leading Stanford in that Pac-10 battle. You may have just seen the score. And here in this Big 12 battle, and now Gary Barnett, who comes over after his successful stint at Northwestern, coming back where he started his coaching career at Air Academy High School over in Colorado Springs. Has always loved this part of the country. An assistant under Bill McCartney, and of course a national championship team. And now his return, first-year head coach of the Buffaloes, and not only him getting used to his players, the players getting used to him. Ben Kelly kind of talked about how that's all gone between players and coaches. A little audio problem.
Well, he was talking about it.
What he did say, just to paraphrase for Ben, he said, you know, each week coach gets more and more involved, not only on the practice field, but he'll come up. He says he's not afraid to get in guys' faces now. There was a little bit of a feeling out process. Gary wanted to meet every player's parent or parents before the season began. He got close. He said he missed a couple, one in Alaska and a couple others. But, you know, he wanted to get to know this team. They had to adjust to him. They were coming off the Rick Neuheisel years. And, of course, so much was put into that Colorado-Washington game early in the year. Players, quite frankly, felt slighted. They say everybody forgot there was a game. The media made so much about Coach Neuheisel coaching Washington, Coach Barnett, and all of that. And he said everything was lost in the fact that we played a tough football game. Everybody forgot about that. Well, Gary Barnett's had success as an assistant coach here. Was in his final season one of the guys that tutored Cordell Stewart. Machete close down to about the 1. And a Rose Bowl appearance for Northwestern. And now it looks like little by little, maybe not so little by little after today, they're starting to put it together and understand what this coaching staff wants.
Well, I think they've grown to have confidence in each other and respect and trust that what the new coaching staff is telling them is going to work. If they just execute, you know, they can be consistent, especially for the seniors. I mean, seniors, you know, this is their last year. And they want to have a good year. A win here takes their record up to 5-3.
Machete got it down to the 1. Obviously, this would ice things as if there isn't enough frost on Oklahoma's chances already. Sherrington, Graham, the tight end, in motion. Play fake, Machete. All alone, but he's got a guy to beat, and he won't get there. Nice play by Roy Williams. He stayed home and made the stop.
Now, Mike Stoops, when he gets his defensive unit home in Oklahoma, and he'll point to that and say, look, we were down, things are tough, they tried to ram one in on you, and you kept your heads up and you played a good football game. These are the little pieces of the puzzle you put together to build a solid program and develop the right attitude where you fight for 4 quarters of football under all circumstances.
Vince Reed checks into the Colorado backfield. Not used that much, the redshirt freshman. He's the tailback now with Sherrington out.
Give it to the fullback. Give it to the fullback.
They give it to Reed, who just checked in. They should have given it to the fullback. Stop for no gain.
David Andrews, number 45, is the fullback. He started out as fullback, went to the defensive unit. There's Mike Stoops up there in the press box. Didn't catch on really at linebacker where they were trying to build a position for David Andrews. They brought him back to the offense, and all of a sudden he just clicked like that, and he's been outstanding for them.
So 3rd and goal. Sherrington comes back in. We're down to about a minute. Oklahoma, at least to our knowledge, has 1 timeout remaining. 2 tight end set. Sherrington. Andrews a fullback on a wing left. Sherrington following his fullback. I don't think he got there again. Nice stand by Oklahoma. And as Swanee said, not giving up with 39 seconds left in a losing effort is a show of character.
Now, the players who come back are going to remember this little goal line stand.
Yep.
And they're going to remember the fact that Colorado tried to ram one more in the ball game that was already won.
That's true.
Now, it may not be trying to run up the score on the Colorado side, but for the Oklahoma kids, they're always going to take that with them. The next time they play them, they're going to have a little revenge in mind.
Well, this is the last play of the ball game, probably one way or another. Machete got tattooed up in midair. He didn't get in. Oklahoma will take over the Sooners goal line stand. We'll leave this game the way it is, 38-24. A few words being spoken down there on both sides. Machete hit by Rocky Kalmus.
They were having none of it.
And speaking of Rocky, today's Chevrolet players of the game, number 20 for Oklahoma, Rocky Kalmus. He had over 20 tackles. And Mike Machete, who tried to get in the end zone. There are players of the game. In recognition of their effort, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. And beginning this year, Chevrolet will also donate $1,000 to 2 high schools. Final play of the game. It's been an exciting one here in the Big 12. Heupel from his own end zone flares it out. I think they were thinking hook and lateral, and it did not work. 1.1 seconds left. They had Skinner trailing Jarrell Jackson. They did that hook and ladder last week, and it worked nicely for a long gain. And now they're down to the final play.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Mike Machete has recovered from the apparent concussion
He's seeing clearly.
Seeing bright blue skies and a relaxing evening.
Who sang that one? Johnny Nash. I can see clearly now. The haze is gone. And the win is in for Colorado. Final play. Jackson with a catch. He had a sensational day too. Career highs, but not enough. Buffaloes win it. They go to 4-1 in the conference, 5-3 overall for Gary Barnett. Final score 38-24. For Chip Target and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. 38-24 the final. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence.